No, I went live. Fuck it.
Some have eyes to see and ears to hear, but they cannot utilize them because of fear. You have sell-out brothers who will sell their heart
Here comes Mega
for
Man.
fame and fortune or to get a head start. But in the
There you go.
long
What's up,
run,
Mega Man?
they will see that they are nothing else but victims of prophecy. Time is running.
How you doing?
Oh, so chilling.
We cannot all be Jesus Christ, but we still can make some sacrifice. If not for anyone, for yourself, because you have nothing to prove to anyone else. We no longer have a shepherd now, we're lost sheep. Have to open your eyes.
I'm trying to listen. I can't hardly hear it.
And the major factor is jealousy, which stops us from obtaining their unity.
Oh, there you go, bro. Like.
Come on.
Of course, I have to resubscribe. Mother F, that's like, how many channels today? Watch, I'll have
Welcome
to
to
click on the
a
bell
Spain.
tomorrow
It's just an
again.
after party from Thick Skin Only and stuff like that. We're just kicking back, talking shit. That's all. Everybody, if people come, people don't. It's so well. But you know what, though, man.
Wow, is that really old school True Life crew? Holy cow, man! That shows
What
my
year
age.
was what year was this?
You don't stop.
1984, he said in the lyrics.
Hard, and
Yeah.
people are chilling. You can't get a job, but you know you will, and so you go down to the unemployment line, and the man throws you out on your behind. Then you find some transportation.
Wow,
and you go
1984 would have been 7 years old.
Shoot, man, I was.
I'm 79.
He tried to OD on a bottle of
41.
God bless, sister.
I
Shit,
feel like you.
1984, I was 14.
Oh, man.
Damn, I'm old, man. It's 2020 now.
I gotta find a siding repair guy. I gotta call it. Anybody get any strong wind the other night?
Huh?
Anybody get any strong winds the other night?
Yeah, a few nights ago it was. It blew my chairs off my porch.
Yeah,
I still haven't picked them out of my yard yet.
it ripped the Felicia apart of the siding, like at the
Charlotte-
tip of my roof. Yeah, it ripped right off.
Yeah, Charlotte, where I live, we got a lot of flooding up here in North Carolina, mostly North Charlotte, on a border between Concord and UNC.
I gotta change my avatar.
You can always borrow my avatar.
I kept changing the green screen, and that kept triggering them even more. I was
You know,
like, getting stronger and stronger. More name calling, I was getting stronger. I was like, dude, whatever. I
Here's
didn't
the
even
thing.
talk to him before,
That was-
though. Like, where was this guy? Has he been on the channel before? Because I've never talked to him before.
Oh, come on in. Oh, God's night. He's up. That's my homeboy. He's always in.
Cool. What's up,
God's
Sean?
night. God's night's always got some good knowledge to bring to the table. That fellow in Mo's chat there, though, that guy is suffering from cognitive dissonance, and he doesn't like that the numbers. don't
Mega,
add up to the
we
narrative.
lost Mega Man.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, we should be able to have 10 people in this thing.
Up to 10 people now?
On StreamYard, 10 or 9, it's one of those numbers.
I paid like $25 a month for it.
Here comes
There we
Kelly.
go.
What's up, Kel?
Hey, sorry guys,
Callie.
but I couldn't handle that, and I had to just kill it.
It's okay. You know I love you, sister.
So that's doing too much. I can't, and so I apologize. Most
You don't have to
Right.
apologize.
fucking tanked. So he just like passes out, you know. So that was my better option.
That's like having a battle royal, but the referee's out, so no one sees who gets tossed to the floor. So the guy keeps coming back in.
There he is.
Yeah, it's very discouraging, and you know, maybe it's a difference of culture. I don't really understand, but you know, my son would be ready to air somebody out over that bitch word. I mean,
That
I
was
get it.
completely uncalled for. That was uncalled for. That was just
I
like,
know
forget it.
Taz. Okay, so he does not discriminate when it comes to cussing women out. It doesn't matter what you look like. So that's just Taz. But in my opinion, you know, men shouldn't do that. So I'm just saying for you, Michelle, you know,
Mhm.
I apologize.
Oh, it's okay.
But
I just kept hearing what Tom would have said. Well, actually, if Tom was standing right next to me, it would have been different. But
I mean,
have
that's
no
really
fear.
that's really the two things men die over: money and women. And you can't just, and you may not per se have Tom on the panel, but you have others, you know, that are supporting you. Is that the way that Taz operates? Absolutely. You know, it wouldn't matter really what color you were. It just happened for you to be white. He could throw in the white bitch. But I've heard him on many occasions cuss out black women too. So
Yeah, it's not, you don't have to apologize at all. You know I love you both.
well, I know, but I'm not so much with the whole. I mean, I like the idea of thick skin. It's not my show, but I can only tolerate so much. And to avoid conflict with him, you know, that's his thing. This is his creation. I try to stay out of it.
Yeah.
Hence why
It just
if
pissed
he,
me off though, man. It pissed me off. That triggered.
Yeah,
me.
that was at it. That was off kilter. That should have never happened like that. And for me, when I saw the look on your face and everybody reacted, I'm like, oh my god, there's no reason for that at all.
Yeah, 'cause I won't have that. I won't have that on my channel at all. I will take you off and block you forever, and I don't give a fuck.
That's what I do on my channel when I do my lives, and you know, I got pro-Trump conservatives of all different shapes, creeds, and colors, and you know, and if you know, I mean, this is the first time I'm talking with you guys. Once you get to know me a little bit, you see how I operate. I like to kind of poke at them a little bit and throw shit at them just a little bit, just to get them to react, and then they start to reveal who they really are, and then that's when you know it's either nuke them or just let them keep talking. So,
Man,
but once you guys get to know me, I have a certain modus operandi about me to kind of like fuck with them a little bit. Forgive my language, by the way. It's just that was uncalled for. Pro-life.
Yeah,
that was
shoot,
really uncalled for.
That brother made me drink a blind beer, and that beer had been inside my blind refrigerator, and I got like 3 more. And they've been in there for like 6 months.
see, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Mo was already lit. So when he's sitting here, he's not really how do I say it? You know, he's not with it 100% either. You know, he's fucked up sitting here, and I'm not trying to disrespect my own, man by any means. I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
So he's already tanked.
But if he wasn't, I know he wouldn't have allowed that. I know.
He would have allowed a little bit of pushback back.
Yeah,
and
but
forth,
not like that. Right.
far.
Yeah.
So,
I
May
know.
I put this thought out there though? There are some folks that the spirit of contention, as it's called, is within them. So this is why you can give someone facts, or you can treat someone nicely, and all they're going to do is keep biting at your hand, like you're the person that abused them as a hurt dog. Even if you're bringing them food to eat, they're still going to bite at your hand. And that food being whether it's knowledge or hey, we love you. You can be supportive of this president and this country. We're not judging you on your background. They're still going to try to bite your hand because they would rather have that contention, that animosity. There's something they get off of it, because it's like a kid acting up bad to get attention. Now, if there's a referee, again, we're using Mo as the metaphorical referee. If he's not on top of that situation, then that dog might bite everybody as opposed to 1 or 2 hands. So it's just something to think about. Now, I'm not saying any person's a dog. It's just the emotion, the contention. And the spirit of contention is another name for a certain fallen angel. So you just gotta, sit back. I tend to sit back and watch a lot of most chats, and I'm like, this person's just here to cause trouble. They're not even here to let other people learn or interact or grow. So you got to watch for that sometimes.
I try to have an agenda, like so. Man, as I say, I'm still a baby in this, so I'm gradually but surely like putting an agenda on this. I have something already, like articles, videos, and all that stuff. And me and Political Avengers sometimes have her come on. God's Night comes on. JT comes on. So we always have like an agenda, or else I have an agenda on what I plan to talk about. Sometimes I do my rants, but also at the same time I want to go more less on this on a spiritual aspect of it, because I think that faith has to play a big part on this, because that's what God's telling me, and stuff like that. So I mean, but at the same time we gotta know the current events and all that, and not to push it, but just try to.
And I've been around this for a good percentage of my life, trying to learn, the culture, the differences, what we have alike, what we have different, and trying to see where a lot of the anger comes from, emotions, et cetera, and truth be told, a lot of because I did prison reform for like 10 to 12 years.
Well, you can see it's something from people's past sometimes. Like, you build up that resentment, and then you take that anger out on other people. It's like something in his past happened to him for him to feel that way or whatever. And that's when I come in, and that's when I want to pray for people like that.
See, once you ladies and gentlemen get to know who I am, I'm still a new kid. I mean, I've been on YouTube now for about almost going on 19 months, and let me tell you, my channel grew like this because, I talk about pro-Trump stuff. A lot of this stuff that you're going to hear come from me, just, as a, how could I put this, like a spoiler, is that I intentionally do things to kind of maneuver people into an emotional response. For example, here I pulled out the Masonic Bible. This is an actual King James Bible, but it's got Masonic references. It's not what you think it is. It's just a King James Bible with extra stuff. That's all it really is. I had this one guy, Big J Triple X.
I owned. Actually, listen, I owned one.
Yeah,
I owned one. I know what it is.
Yeah,
See,
I've been trolling.
That equals
on.
Maybe
I've been trolling this dude, Big J Triple X, because he got insulted because I pulled out a box of Aunt Jemima pancake mix. It's breakfast food, so I tortured him with that every chance I get. So in certain places, when it gets a little too serious and certain things start happening, that's when I show up and then throw a wrench in the gears, and everybody's like, wait, what? And all of a sudden, everything turns on a 90-degree angle. And that's when you start to see what people are all about, man. This Taz character definitely played right into it, man. When he said that tonight, what I heard, and I'm not going to repeat those words because, frankly, ma'am, it's disrespectful. That, to me, is just beyond. I mean, I wanted to say something. I was, because it's not my stream. It's not my place to really say anything. But I think that, I mean, I don't know how well you ladies and gentlemen know him, but to me, I think that was very derogatory and wrong.
Well, same here.
It was wrong.
I don't
It was
like
very
that
wrong,
either.
It was,
in my opinion.
It was.
But
But,
obviously, there is something, like Michelle said, there is something, and I think he's maybe shared a couple of experiences, but there's something in his background that has led him to really have a hatred for white people, in particularly, it seems, as white women more than white males. Okay?
I think it's white, period.
It is white, period. I'm just saying it's more, I hear more vitriol towards the women than
I'll
I
be
do
back.
the men.
The media's not helping him. It matters.
No,
Creating this narrative of all this, we all know racism exists, but I think they're pushing it so far where even my 13-year-old really truly believes that all this is existing while it's really not there. I mean, people like, me, I love everybody. I love everybody here. I'm just that kind of person. I could never say the things the things he said, but I also come to mind, like Kelly was just saying, and I was saying, there's something there. Someone maybe hurt him in his past, or maybe he grew up. We don't know what kind of life he had. Like even children can go through post-traumatic stress disorder, and that anger just builds and builds and builds. Especially if people you trust that keep failing you or hurting you, loved ones. You know.
Yeah.
May I interject on something here?
Go ahead.
I'll give you guys some real world stuff. I have those who know me know I come from the world of wrestling, and I have a former tag partner who's a anti-Trumper, and his logic about the Proud Boys, about law enforcement, everything is because when he was a young lad in Santa Ana, California, which everyone knows is rife with Hispanic gangs, lo and behold, a cop, arrested him, and as he thought it was, harassed him. And, he still clings on to that as his reason to, think white people discriminate against Latinos and all this other stuff. On a one-to-one, he likes me, but he thinks the Proud Boys are the guys, burning up cities, and it's not Antifa. He's the one thinking that, it's like I'm trying to be nice to him during this time. And I know, like in his case, his mother is having health issues that are terminal. So, it's like I'm not trying to be too hard on him. But I finally, over the last 2 weeks, just used since I'm still linked to him on Instagram, I've just been flooding him. Every time something comes out contradicting the Democrat narrative, I'm just boom, 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 boom. Because the thing is there's no longer any time to let people be ignorant. And there's willful ignorance, and then there's emotional ignorance.
Thank you.
Some of these folks.
Yeah, it's called projection.
Yes, they choose to keep that pain of, the cop profiled me when I was a kid, and blame all cops for it. I was once mugged at knife point by a black kid with a hunting knife, and I didn't have the weapons or the means at the time to keep my possession, so I gave the guy the bus pass to my wallet and then went home. No, I don't hate black people because one guy with a knife, took advantage of me, being on railroad tracks where I shouldn't have been walking in the first place to get home faster.
I said the same thing, man. I got mugged by 6 black youths in Atlanta.
Same here. I beat 2 of them up, and the other one came up with a gun, and I just gave him my money. I said, fuck it. I said, it's not worth it.
Yeah, in my case, the Metrolink trains we have, it was on its way where you can hear the horn. So it's like, okay, get into a fight with my bags of wrestling clothes in each hand with this kid with a knife and risk getting hit by a train, or just give him the bus pass out of the wallet and keep walking. So that's all I had at the time as a kid anyway. So $20 versus possibly getting knifed or ran over by a train. And do I hate black people for it? Nah. Most of my mentors in my life have been Latino or black men. And that's just, how the environment in SoCal is. All these people saying racist this, racist this. It's like, bro, look at yourself. You want an excuse. I know a black millionaire up in Rancho Cucamonga. He lives at the top of the hill. He literally was raised off of Crenshaw, off of Normandy. That's where his family is. He was there for the Rodney King riots. He was an EMT out there.
I remember that as a kid.
Yeah, he decided to make a minimum wage, and being a paramedic out there was, not worth it. So he got into the insurance business, and he's a millionaire now because he worked hard. He was responsible for himself. His dad, who was a minister, taught him right. Now, his 3 brothers, who were also raised with him, each of those brothers has been in and out of prison because they got wrapped up either in drugs or in gangs or whatever. So it's just a matter of your mindset.
They have no one to blame but themselves. I mean, even when I was doing this, like I did a show yesterday, and it was about spiritual warfare, and as I says, man, I go, people sheep. I says, why are we calling people sheeple and comparing them sheep? Sheep was in as in high esteem in biblical times when they're actually wolves because they attack you in packs.
Well, the military, if I may, we prefer to think of ourselves as sheepdogs. Those of us who've taken the oath, and we're protecting the sheep from the wolves. So everybody wants to be edgy and think of themselves as a dark lord, and they're a wolf prowling for sheep. And it's like, bro, your mindset is a little bit off, bro. You're supposed to protect the population, not attack the population.
Right.
And that's the split. Yeah. It's the protectors versus the attackers.
Can I ask a question about that quick?
Yeah.
Just because I'm curious, this has kind of been an argument I've had. Is that I can't imagine. I don't know. Maybe Conspiracy Box was there, but um, in the case of we have Biden sworn into office, let's say, okay, hypothetically, and shit hits the fan. Now, does military do they have? I know they take different oaths, but I know something is with domestic all enemies, domestic and foreign. At that point, if they feel as if the president is authorizing unlawful things, can you basically go rogue or like
It all
determine them to
depends.
be
It all
okay?
depends. It's like this.
Subjective, very subjective.
First off, where is your fundamental line of thought in? Are you for Trump or against Trump?
Okay.
Meaning, are you for our country, or are you to the side of like Antifa and all that? If you could decide between those two, and if you fall on the left of it, I can't really tell you much because I don't have that ideology whatsoever. All I know is that it's dangerous.
May,
Right.
may I
Um,
interject here? I was in during the Clinton years,
can
and so was
tell you-
Todd Knight.
I can tell
Sorry?
you that right now we're facing something like this right now. That's a very good question. In my opinion, we're starting to see things like that. If you actually paid attention to the Million MAGA march,
Yes.
that pro-Trump
Mhm.
supporters are standing in front of police officers saying, and I'm pro-cop, obviously. Here, I'm wearing the. Hey, if you don't recognize that shirt, that's from Minnesota. All right, when they were saying, "Oh, we don't want to see police officers being dressed in their uniforms," so I was able to get my hands on one of these. So the police are now at that point where they're going to have to begin, whether they like it or not, to make a decision. If, like what you said, pro-life, things hit the fan. Law enforcement themselves right now are on the front lines. They're going to have to make a choice. Are you going to choose Antifa or Black Lives Matter, or are you going to choose to defend those who are fighting for you? I mean, I have a Blue Line sticker on my car right now. I've had my tires slashed, my windows shot out with a pellet gun. I had somebody throw a bottle of water at me outside my home where I live. I had 4 guys at Halloween approach my patio. I had to draw my weapon on them. And the police, each time, you're okay, you're fine, you obey the law. Castle Doctrine, where I live, applies. As long as you didn't shoot, you're good. But the police are going to have to make a decision. What's going to happen? The military and those, whether active or retired or reservists, are going to have to start asking them the same question. Wow, if we end up going into what more than likely it's going to be a civil war, whose side are they going to choose?
That's already happened. It's already in play. We're not talking about it, what because look, I have to believe that even though I'm sure there are miscreants within the military, and I'm talking about just regular soldiers and the lower echelon. I have to believe that the majority of the military is very much about this country and very much aware of what they see, but here's the caveat on this one, though, or the reservation on what I just said. You've got a whole lot of the same age generation running around the fucking streets doing all this other shit. And these are people that didn't necessarily go that route, but they may have come from the same places. And you got to know that our military is used to train not just American citizens, but American citizens that are in gangs, American citizens that aren't, or non-American citizens. We've had that, but but I gotta believe. I have to have faith in the military that my uncle served in the military that my father and my other uncle served in. I gotta have faith that those people are behind the Constitution in America. And if that means Trump at the head of it, absolutely. As long as we understand that we may have to sacrifice some of our rights because there's a fucking war going on, but that at the end of this, when we squash the fucking bug,
I
border.
agree with you.
California
I
wants to
agree.
bring
Blue
the
helmets.
UN in.
Tell
blue
me a little
helmet,
bit.
okay?
Tell me a little bit about them.
With Canada, with Canada's Trudeau, Fidel Castro's bastard son, now announcing basically that he's down with the whole reset, which is just another term for the fucking New World Order. It's another
Agenda
globalization.
2030,
It's
Agenda
another phase of
2030.
it. It's another phase of it. Okay, so I don't know. I don't know what's going to transpire because I'm only looking at the pieces. If I hypothesize, I'm giving you my hypothesis that even though we win, there's going to be a lot of losses.
Well,
And then
I'm
you've
here,
seen-
I'm here in California, guys. I can kind of give you the 411 on the hellscape that we're slowly devolving into, and it's still redeemable. That's the problem. Is the conservative movement keeps bailing on those of us that are conservative out here, and so of course we're going to lose when the mainstream GOP, which we know isn't conservative anymore, doesn't direct any funds into the campaigns that are local. The person I was pushing for Congress for that side of things, Aja Smith, she got no support from the GOP. Her Twitter went down. There was not even a peep from anyone in the media. And so as a result, we got Mark Takano, a gay Japanese congressman who's a globalist in that spot.
Yeah.
And I don't care that he's gay. I care that he's a globalist. And
That's
he's the
right.
guy who said Trump should be off
I agree.
Twitter when he campaigns exclusively himself on Twitter. He's a hypocrite on
I
top of a
remember
globalist.
him.
You have to understand, Occupy. I remember, I have no shame in saying this, and I said that in Mo's live stream that, I was very moderate liberal, very moderate liberal, and then, once 9/11 happened as a 9/11 recovery worker, I saw what I saw, voted for Governor Bush, and then of course the second term he took things too far in my opinion. I voted for Obama, and then the second term I didn't vote for him, and et cetera, et cetera. But I saw what Occupy Wall Street was about. Whether it was Occupy Wall Street, now it's Black Lives Matter and Antifa. Whether it's the Green New Deal, the Great Reset, or whatever they call it, these are umbrella terms, euphemisms for globalization. You can change the language around, you can fix a few words, shuffle the language around. It's all the same stuff. They want borderless nations.
Yeah.
All right. They want one skin color, one language, one economy. All right. They don't want
One
men
of all.
being men in
One-
a traditional sense. It's ridiculous.
And notice he's
They wanna
saying
take-
one of this, one of that, one of this, one of that. One world order. Think
I'll be
about
back.
it.
Yeah,
I gotta pay water.
they want to
bill.
strip you of your
Okay.
guns. They want to soften men so that men do not stand up and fight. All right. That's why you see alphabet soup out there. They want to soften men. This is nothing more than an attempt to play God. Elitists trying to play God with humanity. All right. It's peace through attrition. And that's what you're seeing. And it's only going to get worse. You guys saw the books. I showed them on Mo's channel, Agenda 21, Agenda 2030. That's not conspiracy theory. That started back in the 90s. And that goes back to like the 50s and the 60s, even further than that. They've been trying to push this nonsense for, what, almost 50 years, 60 years, maybe more?
Longer.
It's nothing but the arrogant attempt of human beings to play God. And you know what happens when human beings play God.
Well, look what's
God
happening.
strikes back.
Look what's happening in Paris and in the UK. I mean, I've watched videos of people being arrested in the UK for just posting their frustration with the UK and the government. And if they post that on Facebook, knock knock on the door, and guess who's going to jail? That person for posting their frustration on their social media accounts. Preachers are being arrested for preaching on the streets. You got people who live in Paris during the summertime who are no longer going back to Paris, and ask yourself, why is that?
Yes, ma'am. I agree.
What has,
100%.
Well, that's
I mean,
something-
why did Paris change? Because they started allowing in very, very bad people by the thousands.
Charlie Hebdo.
Immigrants.
Charlie Hebdo. Charlie Hebdo is a good example of that. The one who drew the Osama bin Laden cartoons. What did they do to him? Just because you made a joke about radical Islamic terrorists, you get killed. What does
People
that
are
say?
getting their hands and arms cut off by machetes because these all immigrants is what the guy in Paris, I can't think of his name right now, that dickhead, that one that Trump hates. What's his
Macron.
name? Macron, yeah.
Macron.
Macron said, oh, they're
Macron,
just
yeah.
lovely people. They're just immigrants. Yes, you mean to tell me they're running down the street with machetes and we're supposed to love them and call them immigrants when they're trying to kill people? Yeah, okay. And they're
We
even, I saw
love our
videos.
tamales.
I saw
Love
videos
our
of them
Muslim food.
pulling down their pants and taking shits wherever they are too, out in public.
Oh my God.
That's what
Well,
disappoints
they
me
have no
about my
value of
former
that
home.
culture. They view it as conquering.
That's what disappoints
ahead.
me about my former home of the criminal, radical, fascist, socialist, leftist, communist, Marxist, hashtag #MeToo, Antifa, Black Lives Matter regime of New York City. Once you guys get to know me, that's my catchphrase on my channel. The simple fact of the matter is, I was around when Giuliani was mayor,
He's a
and
good
he
mayor.
kept everything. He was a great mayor. Now
see,
people are going to
I
have.
to disagree. I know you made a point on that the other day about stop and frisk, but I'm
Yes, ma'am.
adult enough to agree to disagree with you on that. But it
Yes,
is
ma'am.
what it is. Keep going.
Yeah, I know. I listen, like I said, when you hear me doing certain things in live streams, obviously this one's civil, much more subdued than Mo's, because Mo's is like, wow, I thought my live streams are insane. It's still good stuff, but I just have to give a nod where, the credit where credit is due. But this was a little bit more subdued. So when I do certain things, when I do certain things, I do it with a certain intent behind it. But the simple fact of the matter is that whether you feel that stop and frisk is constitution or not, there, to me, living in that environment, 38 years of 44 years of my life on this planet, I tell you what, Giuliani kept things under control. Mob bosses, crime, murder, rape, all of that stuff nearly went extinct. Then 9/11 happened. Bloomberg took over, and that's when it started to circle the drain, and the circles are getting smaller. And now with Bloomberg and AOC, Chuck Schumer and Jerry
Don't
Nadler, and I
forget
call
the
this
police
out.
commissioner, the NYPD.
Yes, ma'am.
The police commissioner is in New York City is really liberal and kissing ass with de Blasio.
Yeah, I grew up there, and I remember my New York after 9/11. You saw American flags everywhere. People were patriotic. Nobody took no nonsense. And now it's
Did you
like,
see
oh my
what Trump
God.
got in New York State? I think he made it up to 49% now. It's up to
Yeah.
because it changes every day. That
Are you
says
They flipped the
something.
whole. Yeah,
Are
they
you
flipped
reading?
some seats. They actually flipped seats.
What,
Are you
I
guys
can't
reading?
A lot of
it.
seats in
I
here.
can't read it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm reading it. I saw it.
I can't. I need glasses.
Okay, there. It's bigger. Is it bigger enough for you?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Richard
Let me turn the
Green.
camera.
Who's
I
Richard?
actually
Of 410 electoral votes this AM. Boom. Linwood on Mark Levin's show. Trump won a 70% plus landslide election. He probably had 400 electoral votes.
Wow.
Sidney Powell said he
And-
probably got 80 million actual popular vote as well.
Yeah.
They're finding so many more votes now that they're auditing this stuff.
Yep.
Well,
Since we're here, let me
Pennsylvania,
put
we're in
on
trouble.
real
The Supreme
politics.
Court of
while-
Pennsylvania. Did you hear today? They denied the Trump's appeal or whatever. So we're gonna have to take this to the top.
Oh no, it's definitely going to the Supreme Court, man. This is all on the plan. This was a sting. They had the votes.
Well,
They
those
had the-
judges on that Supreme Court in Pennsylvania, I'm sorry, they're anti-Trump. They're
Oh.
Obama appointees.
Oh, those, I tell you, that's my home
Yep.
state. I know, man. I was born in Allegheny County.
Oh, okay.
That's all the news. That's my whole county right there.
I'm
man.
literally like an hour and 20 minutes from Erie, PA, and let me tell you, I'd rather live in Pennsylvania than New York, but I know Governor
Okay.
Wolf stole that election.
Michelle, why not West Virginia?
I don't know.
All right,
That does
Vinci.
sound-
Share
Yo.
screen.
I would be
It's
closer to
right
DC.
there, and it's cheap. You
Here,
can buy
guys.
a house cheap.
Yeah.
Here, let me play this. Let me play this real
The
quick.
problem is Sarah, my daughter Sarah. She said she can't wait to turn 18 because she wants to move to Vermont. I don't know why Vermont.
Well,
I don't.
let me tell you, from having a 23-year-old, guess what? Sometimes you gotta just let them do their thing. Cause when mine left and I cried my eyeballs out for 3 months,
Mhm.
he came back at the 6th month and said it was a bad idea. So
Yeah.
I had a broken heart for no reason. So believe me, sometimes you just got to be like, okay, Go ahead, do it.
I gotta be the mom and the dad though. I don't know if you've heard her earlier on my live stream. She got
I heard.
snotty.
I'll be back.
Yeah, yeah, it was crazy.
Oh,
Ready?
I've done this for 20 years. I'm telling you, I know what it's like.
Yeah,
And,
Conspiracy Box was probably listening to it. Sometimes she just, I don't know. I'm glad she's very outspoken. She's so smart, but some of the things she says, I'm very concerned about.
But she's only 13. They don't know shit.
I know you're right. And sometimes
But
and I
she's
think
still
she's
being
trying to do
programmed
it.
at the school.
Yeah, I think she's doing it to test me too.
And she could be rebelling. At 13, I wanted purple hair and a tattoo and my nose pierced.
Yeah,
At 19, I would have been so mad that I did that. So, it changes.
okay.
Yeah. So don't freak out yet, but just reverse the school programming. Just stay on top of it. Know who
Gotcha.
your teachers are. Go to the PA.
Oh, I
events.
am.
Yes.
I have been. It's all been on Zoom or over the phone, but yeah, this whole thing. Well, the kids just going to school on Monday and Tuesday, and Sarah says, "I hate school. I can't wait. I wish I could drop out." She's got that attitude now. And you know what? I blame part of the school because they don't make education fun anymore. I remember when my history teacher was amazing. He made it so much fun. Not only was it fun, but we learned stuff. We made it exciting. We
Man,
wanted.
I don't have no
we
sound
wanted.
at the moment. I don't know what happened.
We wanted that.
Can't
you
hear
know?
none of y'all. I messed up. Hold on.
The kids' school by me is horrible. How are the schools by you guys?
We have excellent schools out where I am in Madison. I wouldn't say Milwaukee, but Madison. But Marie says it's like Berkeley. It's liberal, but
Yeah.
The town over their high school looks like the finest college campus I've ever seen in my whole life.
Wow. I'm trying to push Hillsdale on my son. He's graduating this year. Oh, he wants to be a truck driver, which
Okay.
is okay for me, but he's got to get his license first. He's afraid to drive my Toyota RAV4 and he wants to drive a tractor trailer. I'm like, I don't know. And I try to encourage him that he can do it, but in my heart, I feel like maybe that's not a job for him, but I know that's his decision. So
Well, I'd say go to a trade before
That's what I
college,
told 'em.
because if
You
you don't
have-
have direction, you're wasting your money.
you got Job Corps. I don't know if you ever heard of that. Job Corps is
Yeah.
actually a great
Can I-
program
can I-
for him.
Can I play this?
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Sorry.
Because we're outside of a conversation I can even have.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot, you gentlemen. We're ladies. We didn't mean it. Sorry.
Change our government, but first we gotta have a special session of the Georgia legislature called so that they can elect the electors to vote for Donald Trump, who, by the way, won a landslide victory in Georgia as he did across the nation. Then they're gonna have to have a new election on all the down ballots in January because the whole process was infected by the illegal absentee ballot procedure. And it was also infected with I'll call it a computer virus. The computer voting system in Georgia, Dominion, contains software that was manipulated where they control the voting. It was in a network of corporations around the globe. This election was a fraud. Donald Trump won, I believe, clearly a 70% plus landslide election in the nation. He probably won over 400 electoral votes. So we're uncovering step by step the layers on the onion. We're going to get to the truth. And the truth is Donald Trump has been reelected by this country to serve as president for
400 electoral votes.
Now, see, that makes sense to me because this would be a great ploy for them to cause all this dissension, call Biden, but not really call him, then flip it and say, no, Trump really won, to make everybody in an uproar on the left to attack the right, hence us attacking each other. That eliminates less people they have to worry about. Then
That's
they'll
true.
get to do the rest of what they want.
That's what I see. That's what I see too. That they're doing it on purpose just to create and violence to happen.
Because they know the right, we're not really going to attack anybody unless you're a threat. So they know the left are the abusive ones. They're going to start it. So why not do it?
I just find it bizarre. I'm looking at real clear politics right now, while we're all here in the chat.
There was no more Russia interference. It was Silicon Valley interference this election.
The numbers haven't changed. If they found all these votes in Georgia, it's still 49.5, 49.2, with Biden by only 0.3%. Same thing in, let me see here, in Arizona, where right now things are in question. Same thing, by 0.3%. Now I'm going to go down to Pennsylvania. Let me just double check here. I want to make sure I get my numbers straight. All of a sudden now, all these votes swung to Biden's favor. But then they found all these votes in Trump's favor. So why aren't the numbers reflecting it? Not just here, but in the Wall Street Journal as well.
It
makes
that
no
about
sense.
Michigan too.
They're
I
not
don't know
going to.
if you can look at Michigan.
May I interject here?
Go ahead.
The Wall Street Journal is owned by Fox. And moving on to Real Clear Politics, I'm not sure who owns them, but I'm sure we'll find some interesting investors if we dig deep enough. It's all about.
Of course,
it's all
Paul
about
Ryan's
business,
involved
baby.
with Fox. Yeah, Paul Ryan's
Yes.
now involved with Fox. It's no wonder. So
I
you
wouldn't
guys
know
are.
what-
They kicked Trey Gowdy off of Fox.
Yeah, you were mentioning Michigan. I got the Real Clear Politics numbers right in front of me. Biden has 50.6 to Trump's 47.9. That's what 99% of the votes or precincts
Wait.
reporting in. But
Do that math again.
makes no sense.
50.6. Do the math. 50.
Yeah.
That's over 100%.
yeah, 50. Well, I'm
50.6.
saying,
You said.
yeah, 50. That's what I'm saying. It makes no sense. It's like 50.6 for Biden, 47.9 for Trump, with 99% of the ballots tallied.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
somebody mentioned in the chat tonight it's not looking good, and something happened in Michigan where they found another 2,000 to 4,000 votes for Biden. I'm
Yeah.
like, what?
Yes, ma'am. And
Yeah,
what
it's
about
a
this?
lot.
There's somebody posted last night on Godlike Productions that they have a good friend of theirs that works at a storage unit or storage place, and there was some guys that pulled in a van. He didn't really notice them much until these guys pulled in a van. They were removing boxes of what looked like files.
Mm-hmm.
And then they started moving out machines, and he thought they were gambling machines until they looked closer, and he was realizing that they were voting machines. And just as he was getting his head wrapped around that, there was a full-on raid that happened. It hasn't been reported. I don't know if it's absolutely true, but I'm sharing that because that was supposedly happened in Georgia. We may hear about that.
No,
Well, I
no,
can-
Biden
I can tell you-
supporter. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I just wanted to say that a Biden supporter, I don't know, somebody can confirm this, told me that the guy that came out from the post office and made the statement that the feds came to him and that his supervisor told him to, what was it, throw away or post
Backdate, post
Yes,
backdate. Yeah, backdate them.
Okay, backdate ballots. That he recanted his statement. Is that true?
No.
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 Okay.
Project Veritas posted that
No,
recently, as a matter of
He's all over the place now. I mean, you can see the interview in all kinds of places, and he also talks to other people. So, he did not recant.
I sat
Can
through that
anybody
2-hour interview.
understand? Does anybody really have has anybody been able to kind of figure out like body language, the way he's talking, if he's being truthful or what's going on?
He got
Yeah,
he
he's-
got a Pennsylvania.
He's a real regular person. He's
Yeah,
he's
he got
actually
Pen-
on
he
he's
got
on
Pen-
another
he has
he's
a
on
Pennsylvania-
another panel. He goes on another panel.
He got a Pennsylvania attitude, man. He's good. I can tell that from a mile away because
So why is he flipping around? What do you think? That
In the interview, they
he's
tricked him,
pissed.
and they tricked him in the interview. They used linguistics on him, where they got him for a moment to be convinced that he said that there was one ballot from the 4th and all the other ballots were from the 3rd. Originally, it was one ballot from the 3rd and the rest were from the 4th. They do it at the 43-minute mark. They trick him, and it's a little interview trick you do where you get the person to like you, and eventually you nudge them to say what you want them to say, and aha, you got them. And he realized it after the fact, because he went in there with no lawyer, no rep, and he was in there with supervisors, with USPS IG guys who were all basically just having a long conversation, and eventually tricked him into contradicting himself. And that's their angle, because then they put that in front of a judge, and they'll try to scare you that you perjured yourself.
Same thing what they did to Flynn.
Yes, precisely.
My grandfather would be rolling in his grave right now. My grandfather in World War II, coming from German roots like I do, would be rolling around in his grave, because my family knows what tyranny really is, and my family wouldn't stand for it. And I'm proud to have my grandfather's name, that he served the United States Army. And these people really don't know what's coming if they vote for this guy. If this guy gets in there,
That's right.
we're gonna have to fight. We're gonna have to fight. We're gonna have to take up arms and fight, man. I mean, there's no other way to put it.
I know, and to think, I know, but you know what really breaks my heart is to think that you really
Pause that
have
real
to
quick,
take
yo.
out, it breaks my heart to think that you really have to take out people that are honestly just ignorant. They don't know any better.
They really
You guys
don't.
want to watch this? This is the guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's
You get
that's
it
a Project
firsthand. Okay, listen, quiet down.
They were grilling the hell out of me. How are you feeling? I'm kind of pissed. I feel like I just got played.
And so let me go on that part and start it off, okay? This storm was getting crazy, right? And it's out of a lot of people's control. And so the reason we called me in is to try to harness that storm, try to reel it back in before it gets really crazy. Okay? Because we have senators involved, we have the Department of Justice involved, we have all lawyers teams trying to hold of me. I'm not. I am trying to twist you a little bit, because in that, believe it or not, your mind will kick in. We like to control our mind, and when we do that, we can convince ourselves of a mind. But when you're under a little bit of stress, which is what I'm doing to you purposely, your mind can be a little bit clearer. And we're going to do a different exercise to make your mind a little bit clearer. Okay? So, but this is all on purpose. However, I am not scaring you, but I am scaring you.
Double think.
It's not disgusting.
I'd be out than, having to be in this kind of position. I was in Afghanistan and Iraq. 2 tours while I was in the Marines. I was in the Marines in five years. And after I got, I'd rather be serving my country and doing something that I feel like is historical, but at the same time, it's not my name that's going to be there.
So the Marine Corps birthday, November 10th, is today. That's the date of the letter where they suspended you without pay.
Yes.
And tomorrow is Veterans Day.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of veterans watching this who served overseas, and there's a lot of people who are calling you a hero. If you could just sort of speak to the issue of, you seem like a very normal guy who never asked for any of this, and you're a veteran, and a lot of people are calling you a hero for blowing the whistle on something very serious, and you're being retaliated by your own government. Could you just speak to these issues on Veterans Day, November the 11th?
Well, just as I'm just doing my duty. I honestly made an oath when I joined the Marine Corps from the get-go, and as most military guys say, it's a blank check. We never give up that check. We're going to protect our country and our Constitution till the day we die. That's the point where that check, and I've given that check to this country.
You were brave enough to go on the record, and what happened today with the letter?
Well, yesterday, after the whole thing, the interrogation I went through with the postal inspectors. Right after that, I went out and freaking delivered my mail like I was told to. And as soon as I got back to the office and clocked out, I was informed by Stephanie that I wasn't allowed to. Basically, I wasn't coming to work until the investigation was completed and they could make a decision what to do with me. And I got a letter in just now, basically stating the same thing.
Now, you got a letter just now put up on the screen here. This is the letter of them informing you that you're on unpaid suspension.
Mm-hmm.
So you basically aren't working right now.
Nope.
And do you have a family?
Yeah, I've got a daughter.
You got a daughter. And I think you're married.
I'm divorced.
And what have they had contact with you about this?
Oh yeah, they're proud of me. Even my ex-wife, and I've actually had my mother-in-law call me and be like crying. You need anywhere to live, and I was like, I thought you hated me because I got a divorce with your daughter. I mean, come on now.
What did your daughter do?
Well, my daughter's 4, so she doesn't know anything about this. She doesn't understand this. But I'm hoping that someday be proud of me for what I'm doing here.
Probably never expected to be here from a week ago.
Dear God, no.
There you go.
And I heard him say to the supervisor that they messed up yesterday. I was like, oh, what did they mess up on? And he told the supervisor that they had postmarked one of the ballot for the 4th instead of the 3rd, because they were supposed to put them for 3rd.
So you still stand by what you signed here in this affidavit that Postmaster Rob Weisenbach directed your coworkers to pick up ballots, and in fact, you heard Weisenberg tell a supervisor they were backdating the ballots to make it appear they'd been collected on the 3rd. You still stand by that?
Yeah.
Yes. You don't have a copy of what these agents made you sign?
No.
No.
It seems like they were trying to make me distrust y'all. And at the same time, it kind of affected, but at the same time, I was like, no, these guys have had my back since the get-go. So that's why I continued.
Do you think these federal agents have your back?
At this point, no.
Do you think these federal agents are really interested in investigating fraud?
Honestly, I don't think they are.
We have another post office worker in Corapolis, Pennsylvania, and other post offices that overheard similar things.
Oh, that's about like 30 minutes from where I live, Coraopolis.
Gauge your message to them.
Man, I know it's rough to come out on this, and if you feel like at any given point that they've got you, that they're trying to pinpoint you and they've got a good eye on you, Veritas has got your back. I will give you guys that. You guys have been helpful in this whole entire thing. And if there's anybody out there that had seen something or feel like there was something ganky going on with this election, to include postal workers that were picking up ballots.
Years ago.
Even stars
But we're
got
still voting in Illinois.
their stars going down on that. Here's something for y'all right here. Hold on, check this out.
It just blows my mind. This whole thing, just unreal.
If you guys don't mind, I'm going to make a discreet exit. I'm burnt out.
And here's
Listen,
the thing, real
it was
quick,
a
before
pleasure
you hit
talking-
play. Trump called this out before it happened.
Yes.
Yep. He's a time traveler.
I just know he was placed by God, so that's why I know God can't be done with him yet.
Oh yeah, here's some truth right here. Hold on. This is dealing with the election also. Hold on. Let me get it back.
I'm going to say goodnight, guys. Listen, enjoy the rest of the chat. I'm dead tired. I want to go to bed.
Yeah, I'm going to bed myself in about half
Yeah.
hour.
Yeah, be safe. I'm tired. Listen, Da Vinci, to everybody here.
Thank you for
know,
standing up for me, Mega Man. I know we don't
Yes.
know each other very well, but thank you.
Yes, ma'am, to
Yeah,
everybody.
man,
Listen,
all love.
once you guys,
all love, man.
Yes, thank you.
yeah,
Have a
once
good
you get
night.
to know who I am, believe me, I'm very straightforward, and I'll defend my fellow conservatives and patriots. So, be safe,
Prove it.
guys, and enjoy it.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, bro.
I'm going.
But this was like they call it the Kraken surprise. But here we go.
Most Americans
Release
don't
the
understand is
Kraken!
that voting is done by private companies.
You hear it?
The elections are conducted by private companies under contract from the county. And we went in and started looking at these private companies and their software and their security, and we realized, first off, there are no security standards. So there are no national standards that any voting company needs to meet as far as the security on their software. And as a result of that, we then began to look and we realized how easy it is to change votes. The software is so bad you can easily change the audit trail so that later you cannot even forensically go back and find out the votes that were changed.
Yet CNN today, Monday, is playing damage control for Biden's and the Democrat fraud machine.
Rudy Giuliani on Fox Sunday spinning his latest false conspiracy theory about an American voting machine company, a bizarre take involving George Soros, votes being counted in Spain, and dead strongman Hugo Chavez.
A company that has close ties with Venezuela and therefore China?
False. Truth, facts, they don't seem to matter to Giuliani.
No, CNN, truth and facts don't matter to you or the Democrats, for which you are a propaganda arm for.
And that led us to a number of areas. One, we said, well, what happens to your vote after whatever the voting company locally does to it? What happens to it? Well, it turns out in the case of Texas and 28 other states, it all goes to a server in Frankfurt, Germany, which is owned by Barcelona, Spain multinational, and that's who actually controls and reports your vote.
Rudy Giuliani on Fox Sunday spinning his latest false conspiracy theory about an
morning.
American voting
Mind if I
machine
tap you real
company,
fast?
a bizarre take involving votes being counted in Spain.
Listening to the news and
False.
trying to.
So your vote is
Go ahead.
94.9.
What?
Sorry, guys, I'm at work.
Oh, okay.
being stored, you think, safely somewhere. The data about all the votes in Texas and 27 other states, the early voting data, is actually being held in a server in Germany.
That is correct. And not only that, but in their process, and by a company called Seidel.
Seidel, that's the
in
company.
their process, we can even see malware sitting there collecting all the credentials of all the county workers everywhere who are submitting information up, which means you can now go back into the county and change votes there too. So you don't just change it in Frankfurt, you can go back and even change it here. And the software is just that bad, and it is that insecure that someone with a reasonable knowledge of hacking could absolutely go in and change it. And we're seeing now the issue you were talking about with all the vote harvesting and absentee and early voting and mail-in voting. We're seeing what happens when software that is that bad gets out.
So let me tie this all together, because now we're going to get into the kraken of how all of this comes together. But we've had reports of dead people voting. We've had false ballots coming in, poll watchers not able to certify those ballots. And then we're going to see here that they were using some of these ballots that were for Joe Biden, and they kept refeeding them into these machines to increase the counts for Biden. So now let's get into a lot of meaty, juicy details of corruption and exactly how all of this works. We're going to be looking specifically at an interview that Sidney Powell had with Newsmax and also with Maria Bartiromo on Sunday Futures yesterday, as well as Rudy Giuliani, who we've already seen also on these programs, giving us lots and lots of details.
This is crazy.
Concentrate on letting you hear what they have to say, but I will come in to connect some dots where appropriate and where I think will add value to the understanding of what's really going on here.
I'm going to release the Kraken.
Release the Kraken.
Here we go.
According to public records, Dominion voting machines are used in 2,000 jurisdictions in 30 states. According to experts, if one site has a flaw, other sites are likely to as well, which is why Texas rejected using Dominion software 3 times, raising concerns that the system was not safe from fraudulent or unauthorized manipulation. That's troubling, given we already know that at least 2 software glitches in Georgia and Michigan occurred. on election night.
So there were these Dominion machines, there were voting machines, and as you point out, they're in multiple counties across the country that may have changed. How do you know this? Where's the? Do you have? Listen, I'm not pushing back on you because I know everyone's going crazy right now, but is there proof of that?
Yes. Well, the Dominion machines are in 30 states. We're identifying the companies that created the software. They have done this in other countries around the world. It's incredibly disturbing, and we will hopefully have evidence of it before the end of the week that we can produce publicly. And the Justice Department and the FBI and the intelligence agencies, I think, have known about this before. So why nothing's been done about it yet is beyond my comprehension.
The FBI, the CIA, and all of the government machines are in on the sham. That is why they are gathering all this information, as you're going to see throughout the rest of these clips. They have a lot of information already. They're trying to gather a lot more, and then they're going to hit the public with a whole bunch of information and proof and evidence all at once. Something that has to be done because we know the deep state is very deep. People have to have irrefutable proof, and one of the ways you have irrefutable proof is when you have lots of it. When you have one whistleblower, I don't know, unless you're a Democrat, you can't really do much with that. Well, Democrat used one lying whistleblower to do an impeachment. Well, if you have two, well, those people could be colluding with each other.
I'm not going to stand by and watch the American public be defrauded of their chosen leader in a free country that's supposed to be free, not run by Venezuela or China.
Cindy, very important information news you're breaking here. Is it a software glitch or something more nefarious?
It's a feature of the system that was designed with a back door so that people could watch in real time and calculate with an algorithm how many votes they needed to change to make the result they wanted to create.
These are not glitches. These are software algorithms and programs written and used in the past by the CIA to do it.
How did you find out about this?
People have come to me with information. I think when people realize there's somebody they can trust that will actually do something about it, they speak up. We have a lot of patriots in this country. They are absolutely fed up to the gills with corruption at every level of government. They have no trust in our public institutions now, and we will not let this election be stolen or any cheating to survive.
People don't trust the FBI, local law enforcement, or their local election officials. That is why they are.
There's some sort of software backdoor, not unlike most phones will have a backdoor, but this will actually calculate and tell the person accessing the backdoor what type of voting percentages and what type of numbers are needed to change the win for a certain party, for a certain candidate.
Exactly. They can watch the voting real time. They run a computer algorithm on it as needed to either flip votes, take votes out, or alter the votes to make a candidate win.
So that's different. Now this is even different. I just really want to be very, very careful here and be very meticulous about this. It's one thing to be able to watch it and decide how much more input you need to change the number, but now you're saying there's an actual way to change the total, the vote tallies within the system?
That's exactly right.
So now you know why the left stream media, the Mockingbird Muppets, are saying there's nothing to see here. Mail-in ballots totally safe too. Yeah, there's a election.
That's a very, very big claim there. I mean, that would be voter fraud defined right there. What's the next step?
It's massive criminal voter fraud writ large across at least 29 states. It could have been happening. Anytime a voting machine was connected to the internet, and we have evidence that many were, it was obviously happening. It's obvious from the algorithm and the statistics that our experts are tracking out for batches of votes and when the curves changed. And it's going to blow the mind of everyone in this country when we get it all together and can explain it with the affidavits and the experts that have come forward.
All right.
Now, man, what do y'all think of that?
I think it's absolutely plausible. And I think when the left says, oh, you guys always claim that bullshit, the numbers, look, men and women lie, numbers don't.
Right.
That's my thought.
Can
I
I
mean-
add something to this?
Yeah.
Lawyers never set anything up without already knowing the answer. It's how they operate. Sydney's setting up a case. She already knows what the answer is. She referenced she has the whistleblowers. She has the evidence gathered. They have an open and shut case. I'm unfortunately disappointed with the lawyers for Trump in Pennsylvania. There are 3 of them that quit, regarding
Yeah.
the Pennsylvania situation. But that probably means there's either dirt on them or they are threatened with disbarment. That's the one thing we have to watch out for. Lawyers are loyal ultimately to the bar. Without the bar, they can't do business.
But that's the
So
lawyer.
that-
That's the lawyer that got that got. This is the same lawyer that was with what's his name, the General Lynch.
And
Yeah,
Jay Sekulow, right?
Yeah,
Flynn-
yeah. This is General Lynch. This is Lynch's lawyer.
She was in
Flynn-
the impeachment thing in the whole process, and he's got a really strong legal team. I mean, literally, he beat he beat the Democrats, and the Democrats didn't like it that he had a smart legal team put together. And they knew exactly what they were talking about. Like these two, especially Jay Sekulow and her, like they knew their crap. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Sidney
And-
Powell representing General Flynn was.
Yeah, Flynn.
on
Excuse
point,
me.
Right.
No worries. Her thing is the way they did it is that if the courts want to mess with Flynn anymore, he's allowed in discovery to get all that classified evidence of stuff that was used against him. A state secret like spy software or an NSA backdoor, things like that. The deep state would rather not reveal their tools than allow someone to testify in court about it. So they'll usually let the case go at that point. It's one of those tricky moves. Sydney is putting out all their tricks right now, and they realize that she probably has even more that they're using. And so they're going to cower and give Trump what he wants ultimately, because if not, their whole bag of tricks will be exposed to the world. Hammer and Scorecard, that was the one used by the CIA to flip different countries. And you notice they're not talking about Hammer and Scorecard anymore. They're just focusing on Dominion because the CIA is nervous.
Oh yeah,
Get it?
Hammer. Oh yeah. I know about Hammer and Scorecard. Oh yeah. Hammer and Scorecard. I mean, look, all these companies. I want to tell you what, though, man. All right. Okay. General Flynn. No matter what, because we already know that Sullivan is still trying. It went against the DOJ. All right. So Flynn is going to have to be subpoenaed. Because number one is he knows where the bodies are. This is going to get Sullivan because he may be involved in it. You see, this is what people fail to understand. All this is interconnected, and that all these cats know each other. You know what I'm saying?
And this is the big, this is the biggest problem when you're exposing the bar and the members of that club, whether it be the judges or the lawyers or the other members of the courts, is that John Q. Public, you red pill them, they don't understand this big web. They just want a simple, cut and dry answer. They want to hear that, black crime is because of the white man, or, everyone's poor because of this man or that man. They don't want the long, complex web of history that makes things like this. So it's great that we're going to, red pill some people, but there's still going to be people, even after Sydney shows all this stuff in court, they're going to be like, I don't believe it.
Oh yeah, of course, because they don't want to.
Easier.
Yeah. I mean, all this, but it's. I want to tell you what, though. They got evidence going back, not just this elections. Now they're talking about that even Obama perhaps didn't win the election. That was all fixed because they were using the same Dominion system then in 2012 and 28. This goes back like multiple elections.
Yeah, Trump's victory in 2016, for example, was such a landslide that they freaked out because he had such numbers coming in. They realized he couldn't win. And anyone who's done, like myself, when I market wrestling shows, I research demographics. Anyone who did demographics on Trump knew that his brand name recognition was so much farther ahead of Hillary and it was also a positive brand name. So just by that research alone, you realize Trump's going to win. And I'm saying this back from a 2015, 2016 perspective. In the case of the Democrats, they want to convince you it was the Russians. It's like, no, Hillary was a terrible candidate. Biden's a terrible candidate. And Obama was not a very good candidate. But the one thing he had over Mitt Romney is Mitt Romney quit campaigning early like a ringer would do, because Mitt Romney is a ringer. But the other angle is Mitt Romney was not as charismatic and didn't have the gimmick of, oh, I'm a multi-ethnic, so that qualifies me.
I want to tell y'all something. Now this is crazy. Which, as I says, what's funny is God works in mysterious ways, right? Last night, okay, this is doing how people work and how, which I already knew. I've been told I'm only here for a season. We had a meeting yesterday, last night at my job. Okay, and they were telling us how to celebrate Thanksgiving, that not to have people over Thanksgiving because of our job. This is what they were telling us. Then they were telling us to sit there and wear our mask and wear them over our nose. And I sat there and I said, look, man, I'm asthmatic, which I am asthmatic, right? I said, I can't put it over my nose. And she goes, well, you have to. I said, look, have you ever had asthma? Do you know how it feels to have asthma? When you know what I'm saying, when your chest gets tight and all that? Well, you need a doctor. I said, I can't afford to blame doctor. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. Then she goes, well, just wear a face shield. So then I looked at her and I sat there and I go, I says, well, tell me what scientific significance that a face shield has versus a mask. You know what her answer was? This was in front of everybody. Her answer was, better something than nothing. And do you know that the next day I got a termination?
Wow.
That sounds about right. I'm here temperature checking.
You know what I'm saying? I got a termination because I made the HR. Now, I just asked a simple question. I says, give me some scientific. I go, well, what good does it do? Some scientific. You know what I'm saying? That what good is a face shield? That I didn't have to wear a mask, but they were going to tell me to wear a face shield. I'm like, yeah, they gave me a termination thing. Next fucking day.
That's crazy. Well, thank you,
But
Jay.
it's all good.
I have to go to bed.
Yeah.
I'm tired. And
Oh yeah, man. I'm up because I've been working midnight. But as I says, man, I have my classes with my other job, so I was cool anyways. yeah, I didn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? No, because I'm tired.
Well,
You know,
guys,
but anyway,
take care.
you have a good night, Mama.
And Michelle, I'm gonna hit you up on the back.
I'm still here too. Yeah. Sorry. I was
No,
giving a
that's-
shout out to somebody.
That's okay. I'm gonna talk. I just said I'm gonna talk to you on the back.
Dude, Richie. I know I should.
Okay, take care. Have a good night. Love you.
Bye, Kelly.
Bye.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
But
I
yeah,
think
that's
that's
what.
what-
Yeah,
I
that's
think
what
that's what-
happened. And I was like, "Wow, dude!" Because no, it wasn't that I was getting smart. I just asked for facts. You know, so
Well, that's
this
the
is
thing.
what
They're
we're-
making an example of you. You make trouble, they fire you. That's their easiest way of dealing with it.
Yeah, and it wasn't trouble. You know what I'm saying? There was no trouble. I just asked a simple question. But I thought it was funny.
Asking a question now. So
Yeah, I thought it was funny though, man. So,
it's
what's his
global
name?
corporate governance, guys. You got to
Yeah.
understand that these companies will violate your constitution because they operate under corporate law, not constitutional law. That's how they're going to come after the people who question things. They're going to be like, oh, well, this guy doesn't have a right to a job because it's at-will employment. That's in all our contracts. So they'll can you because you just, want to be different.
Dude, it wasn't being
Yep.
different. I was just telling the truth, and that's what happens. And I get, you know what I'm saying? I get short-witted, my chest gets tight, and headaches.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're completely right and within your rights, especially because it's a medical condition. Under HIPAA, you shouldn't even have to tell them that. So you actually got the great grounds now for a discriminatory lawsuit. But think like them. They want to be like, oh, if one person gets a case of the sniffles from COVID,
Yeah,
we're
but
going to get sued by
it's
a
hard
lawyer.
to even
So-
find a blame lawyer that will take the blame case. If you know any lawyers, tell them to call me.
Well, again, what if I told you the bar benefits from this COVID lockdown? Think about that one for a minute. Lawyers benefit from all this because now there's a whole bunch of new laws, a whole bunch of new regulations. You know, that's been the problem is 70% of our Congress is ran by lawyers.
The whole corporation's been benefiting from this.
The corporations like Amazon and Walmart and
I'm
you know, the
talking about
deliveries.
the whole corporate America altogether has been.
Well,
Yeah,
the
I
stock
guess
market's booming while we're losing jobs. Think on it, guys.
Well, it's because they're taking leftover money from that first stimulus package, and they've been buying junk bonds with it to artificially inflate the stock market.
Oh yeah. Nancy Pelosi wanted to give all that money to Planned Parenthood, and then remember Trump told him no, rewrite it, not going to do it, not going to sign it, and then it come to find out, even though Planned Parenthood was cut out of that bill, they still got that $32.9 million.
That's because Planned Parenthood fences the money right back into the Democrat parties. That's how they did Hillary Clinton. Is when she got into Secretary of State at USAID, she returned their money over tenfold investment. They invested in her as a senator. She got Secretary of State, turned around and gave them millions to their 100,000.
I'll tell you what, they say I should sue them. Find me a lawyer because I can't find one. You know what I'm saying?
You know, you
I
gotta
mean,
find that Covington. Find the Covington lawyers or Robert Barnes. They're about the only lawyers I know who stick up for the Constitution. But you're going to have this different issue. When it's a conservative, they're going to try to get the person convicted and guilty, like we see with Roger Stone. When it's a liberal, it's going to be a settlement, and it's just going to be a transaction of money. Like, oh, our bad, CNN paid Covington. You know,
Shit,
no
I'll
one in
take it.
CNN went to
Yeah,
jail.
I'll take it.
Well,
Fuck
that's-
you.
But you see, that's what they want. They want you to do it civilly and take the money payment as opposed to the rights. The rights outlast money. Money depends on whatever government and whatever is recognized.
But
as
I have
You're-
a plan. The money can make other things work. Number one is we got to play
Yeah.
this in 4D chess. So I'd rather take
is
the money and to just to make moves because because number one is you need money to beat them because that's all they understand.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So let alone is I mean there's one motto I have. The only way to win the game is to beat them with their own stick.
Yeah, but here's the trick. If they sign a non-disclosure agreement where you can't talk about the case, the money, so on and so forth, that's what
I
they do with the
refuse
vaccine
to.
damage
I
fund.
refuse it. I refuse and I'll go further then. You know what
There
I'm
you
saying?
go.
I ain't going. I ain't going. I said no, dude. I will settle, but I still got my First Amendment right. You ain't taking that away from me. If not, then we're going to. Then what? I'll get you for more.
But imagine all the parents who, in the vaccine damage fund, if they had said, hey, we're not going to take the settlement and we're going to keep going against your vaccine company for what you did to our kids. And lo and behold, those lawyers are like, well, it's going to cost you more than that because we're going to keep going to the court. Because every time you go to the
They've
court,
done a
you gotta
lot
pay
to our
lawyer.
kid.
You know what? As
they've
I
gotten our
said, get
kids
my
so gender
Facebook.
messed up.
Get my Facebook, Jay Foster, and hit me up out there, and then we can sit there, and then after that, matter of fact, no, Jay Da Vinci, right, on Parler, and
Roger
inbox
that.
me there.
Yeah,
Huh?
let's not direct traffic to Facebook. Let's do this on Parler. Let's make sure
Parler.
Facebook fills that corporate law. Did you guys see the stock numbers for all these social media that lied about this election? All their stock is tanking, and it should tank. They deserve.
Really?
They deserve
Parler.
to fill it. Yeah.
Here, wait, matter of
Come on,
fact.
Parler.
Oh shit!
Let me get
man,
my
that
Parler
sucks.
queued up.
Matter of fact, here, Jay
should be a link.
Da Vinci at
Yeah,
Parler.
I have it right here.
At
I'm pro-life warrior everywhere, really.
Parler.
Yeah,
Alright.
Ice Blue in the comments is on point. It's a money-making scheme with the courts, precisely.
Yeah,
And
hit me
Jay
up,
Da Vinci-
inbox me in Parler.
Okay.
Yeah, inbox me in Parler. Also, I have a MeWe.
Of course you have one.
Huh?
Yep.
Of course you have one.
I just got that yesterday. With
You're
with
lame.
Conspiracy. What?
Lame.
And also, I got mines.
Okay.
Well, yeah, and stuff like that. So I mean, I've been on Parler for the past probably 7 months. I just never fucked with it. But now I'm
I've been
messing
on
with
it since Laura Loomer went there. I've been able to follow Laura Loomer's stuff, donate to her campaign and all that. And she's another
Right.
person with Broward County electoral fraud. Well, she's got to have the lawyers and stuff backing her. I think it's a good sign, though. She had Roger Stone helping her out because Roger knows these election systems. If we can get Dominion and we can get Hammer Scorecard, all these things exposed, like Sidney Powell's doing, that means every other candidate who may have had votes flipped on them can kick the door open and say, hey, take a look at our numbers again. Take a look at the algorithms. Maybe we'll get some more seats flipped.
Right.
Well, you know,
right.
Jay, Indiana used Dominion too.
Yep.
Everywhere used Dominion, though, man.
29
Hey, did you
states,
happen
was
to
it?
hear too? I don't know if you saw the news yet today, but apparently several of the governor's staff members here in Indiana came down with COVID.
Of course they did. It's
So-
a seasonal cold.
So they're being quarantined, and the governor and his wife are being told to quarantine. Now this is extra special, interesting because today was what do they call it? I have to get on my fake page.
Share screen.
Do what?
Oh wow, I got a lot of followers.
What'd you say?
I got a lot of followers. I got to start following back. I haven't been on Parler in a while, but I've noticed since all the censoring going on Facebook, people have been leaving by the hundred.
By 4 no, they gained like about 4 million.
Damn.
Well, yeah. Not only that, with Facebook and Twitter, they've been under a lot of scrutiny with the Senate hearings. They just had the one today, and
I was just talking to him about it.
Zuckerberg and fucking what's his nuts that runs Twitter? What's his name again? Jack Dorsey.
What's
they
that
were
program
fucking
called?
bold-faced lying.
Yeah, what was that program called? That it was some type of program that they all had. That what it does is that it sees your messaging, everything that you possibly do. Yeah, Facebook, I'm live. Fuck you, motherfuckers. On your own shit, bitch. Anyways,
So,
I had to do that.
Anyhow, today in Indiana was called Organization Day. This is the day where the General Assembly comes into the House, and what they do is they actually come in. They're supposed to make the budget and all that stuff, for the next Congress that goes into session and this, that, and the other. What's his name? Representative Kurt Nisley, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, and Representative John Jacob actually presented legislation today to end the governor's mandates altogether and make it where he can't do anymore.
For here in Indiana?
Yeah, that's the thing. They're trying to create a second wave to get everybody afraid now.
Right.
Well, they need the second wave, man. The second wave is important for the whole being able to push the entire collapse of everything. Because what a lot of people fail to realize, I'm sure like Conspiracy Box is aware of this. I'm sure I forget your name, ma'am, but I'm sure you're aware of this.
Yeah.
The entire global economy and the way the global power structure is laid out, freedom, a lot of these countries, their freedom depends on what happens in America, believe it or not.
And their currencies, since they're all linked to us.
A lot of these countries are, really, really watching what's going on here, because if America falls, then the rest of the world falls. So they really need this country to fall completely apart.
That's what I keep trying to tell them. It's just, I don't even think those that are mostly awake are even fathoming. They're not fathoming what's coming, man.
Yeah, they don't see how important America
I already got a
is
sense
to
of
the
it,
entire
and
globe.
I can't even fathom it. Really, honestly, But
It's
yeah,
hard to
it's
wrap your
global.
head around. It really is. Because,
Listen,
you know,
30
because
years,
I-
30 years a student of this shit, man. 30 years of watching it happen. You know, not
Right.
exactly the way that it was said, but all the parts are being implemented and put together. So it's like happening right before your eyes.
It really
And-
is too, and a lot
Man,
of
I
people
just
don't
argue.
get it.
I just had a person argue with me today. Oh, Biden won, and she got all mad and all that stuff like that and hung up on me.
So check it
I
out.
still,
Well, see, the thing is that you know you got all these people that are saying Biden won, and they're going. The Associated Press does not choose our fucking our president.
That's what my dad said.
We have electors for that.
My dad said, my buddy won, and he knew it was going to irritate me. You know, I don't get along with my dad. And I said, yeah, same way Al Gore won, too.
So check this out. So I showed you the Twitter tweet from Trump, and then an article that was tweeted about them going ahead and why am I hearing an echo? Whose speaker is loud?
Oh,
I've been
mine's-
hearing it too.
mine's
I don't
fine.
know. I don't
Hey.
hear
I hear an
anything.
echo off of you. I've been
Is
hearing
it
an
me?
echo off of Byron.
I'm muted.
Well, look,
Depends when you share.
I'm muted.
Okay,
No,
so
I
let me.
don't
Hello?
It says Republican members voted not to certify the ballots. Public comment is now open and it is intense. People calling board members racist. This is commenter Ned Stabler.
Wow.
Hold on.
Just know when you try to sleep tonight that millions of people around the world now on Twitter know the name Monica Palmer and William Hartman as two people completely racist and without an understanding of what integrity means or a shred of human decency. The law isn't on your side. History won't be on your side. Your conscience know when you try to sleep.
All right, that's him. All right. So everybody mute their fucking mic.
Pissed off Matt Gaetz.
Please mute your mic.
Already.
I'm not sure which one's speeding back. There, that one. Whatever that one was that just went off, that was the noisemaker. All right, hold on.
You.
Go fuck yourself.
My dick ain't long enough. I can't. I probably just got to make some adjustments to my shit. Give me a minute.
That's probably it. Viagra, buddy.
You are a disgrace.
There, is that better?
The ability to have a free and impartial election in this nation. You have dishonored the legacy of veterans, the legacy of seniors, the legacy of all of those who've been left out and miscounted for generations. You are a
That's his ass.
Is that better
And
now,
this-
Dick?
Check this bitch out. Hey, do me a favor. Suck it,
No.
okay?
Yeah,
Just
you
suck
got to bring it first. Man,
Just suck.
I can't wait till Jay gets you to come over here to Indiana so we can meet in person.
Oh, man, I'm going to fucking bend you over and hose you good, man.
Oh, I'm gonna make you my
Just for the
bitch.
fun of it.
I'm gonna make you my bitch, and then I'm gonna let my wife make you her bitch.
Okay. All right.
the gay
Well,
talk. Stop
you
the gay
take Monday.
talk.
I'll take Tuesday. You
Oh,
take
you
Monday.
taking
I'll
shifts
take
on?
Tuesday, man.
Oh, you taking shifts on being a bitch now?
Fair enough, dude. I'll take that challenge. and then when we're done, I'll take you out to the range and we'll shoot about 200-300 rounds.
No, man, and then we'll act like you and me will act like it's 1860, and we'll take Jay out.
Oh, that's even better, man.
Oh, fuck off. Fuck both of y'all, man.
Hey, dude, I'll have the wife sew us up some rainbow-colored clan robes.
Oh, yeah, bitch.
Well, things changed for Michigan, and he was careful to tell me, stop counting the ballots because there's a litigation and Donald Trump doesn't want you to do this anymore. I marched with Dr. King.
Who gives a fuck? So
Dude,
what you've done here?
This is crazy.
So this is the
This
back.
is
This is
crazy.
this is the doxing that's going on with it now. It's just
They're
using
doxing all the they're doxing all the fucking Democrat fucking. I just got a message today on Facebook Messenger that's got Ilhan Omar's address and cell phone number on it.
Wow. They're dude, the hackers are battling, man. Anonymous was right. They're really into it.
And I even got a hold of a couple people to see if this has been validated. A couple people actually called and left a voicemail on her fucking cell phone.
You stupid bitch. Go back to Somalia.
Well, look, dude. According to fucking the United States, what is that? That Muslim ban code that we got. Anybody that is a Muslim isn't even supposed to be in the country to begin with, because what they stand for completely goes against, violates the Constitution.
And here, let me show you guys something. You tell me if this means anything.
Yo, pro-life. Yo, man, yeah, definitely give me a call sometime tomorrow, because one day I want you to come on my show. I want to do a show like devoted to some spiritual stuff and what's happening today.
Oh, absolutely. And same with me. I always have open panels. I will have it until this whole election shit's over. And like, yeah, I mean, it's been really awesome. I met some great people.
Yeah.
And Mo's a great person, you know, and I thank you for sticking up for me. Like, it was totally uncalled for. And I was just asking for him to respect. He wasn't giving anybody of that anyways.
Oh, yeah, I forgot all about him.
Right?
Well, you're a sweetheart of a little boy, okay?
Even if you are a Trump supporter.
The guy's an idiot.
So check it out. Here you go. You tell me what this is. You know who this is, right?
Wait, I didn't put it up yet.
It's not a picture of my pecker.
Oh, no, come on now.
You haven't put it up yet?
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
the
there it
fist
is.
bump.
Now,
you see who this is, right?
Using an electron microscope.
Look who it is, people.
That's
Kamala Harris.
That's Kamala Harris.
Okay.
Wait, take a guess who it is?
Look, it's Mr. Biden.
No,
it ain't. That's fucking Lindsey Graham, ain't it?
Yes, it is. That dirty dog. I've been calling him a dirty dog for years.
I've been telling people for years, if you really think that these motherfuckers, Democrat and Republican, go to the same fucking building every day, and that they're all sitting spread apart, and the only thing dividing them is a hallway, and that they're really fighting with each other, you're fucking insane.
Yep.
That's why they need term limits.
Thank you.
Jesse Ventura said it.
It can't be voted by and the term limits cannot be voted by Congress. Has to be voted by the people. This one has to be by the people.
That's right.
Not Congress. No HR. None of that. You know what I'm saying? If it's for the people, by the people, then let's make it for the people, by the people. Stuff like that, because that's why they. Because they see. Go ahead.
This is the issue, guys, is besides what Ventura's saying about it being like wrestling, where we're all eating and catering together, and I can vouch for that from the SoCal scene. You know, we all do the county fairs, and then we all eat at the same dinner table, and then we go out in front of the crowd, and, oh, you're a good guy, oh, you're a bad guy, yada, yada, you work up the crowd. These guys do that. They collect their little paycheck, they go home for their extended holidays, and then they get in front of a news camera, say what riles up their base to turn out and vote for them again, and then they go back to DC and cut the same deal. What you got to understand is they're working on the corporate side of the house. They're not working for constitutional law. Basically, this country's a corporation, and we, as shareholders, elect our executives. You know, we elect the board members. So if we're not happy with this corporation, if it steps out of the bounds of its contract, it's time for us to dissolve the corporation. So that's something you guys might want to look into regarding how does we, the people in assembly, get about doing that.
Right.
I was hoping MAGA Man would stay on.
A constitutional convention or something like that, but still, man, that's going to be fixed. I mean,
I don't even know if I so much trust a constitutional convention, to be honest with you.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying too.
we have the mechanics in place. We actually, if you have a lawful assembly, you can actually start doing things at the local level and get things done. A protest is fine and dandy, but because you're on what they consider corporate property, remember, corporations always want to expand. Hence, the government as a corporation is always expanding. If you're on what they consider their property,
So are we with our straw man.
Well,
Stryker, last night I got through several hours of a conversation with the hell.
I know, I was there.
Okay, you were there. Oh, that's right, you were there.
See, that's why I was going to say. A lot of people,
I see this, and I'll say it again. Who is fucking feeding back? God damn it! Is that you, Jay?
Nope.
Is that Trailer Hood?
It probably is. Is that better?
No, mute yourself just for a second.
I'm gonna stab you.
I'm just asking you, please.
Hold on, let me do a check. How's that feedback from my voice?
He's fine.
Check 1, 2. It's not you, Trailer.
Good night, guys.
So it might be you, Sean.
You sure it ain't me?
I'm positive. So
could be my mic.
Good night, gentlemen.
on.
I gotta hit the hay. I forgot I gotta take my mom.
Good
My
night.
mom
Have a good night.
somewhere, and I gotta finish Thanksgiving shopping. And by the way, Como's not telling me who I can have in my home. He can
Yep,
stuff
Fourth
it.
Amendment.
That's right. He can stuff it. Get it?
Oh, wait. I got something. Have you guys seen that new
Oh, wait.
that Twitter post that went up today that's been going around?
No, I have not really been on Twitter today. Really?
I'll pull it. I shared it on my Facebook. How do I do a screen share?
Okay, that's fine. I can stay for a second.
How do I do a screen share?
look down where the mic is and all that. You'll see a button says share screen. You press the button, it'll bring up another button you got to push, and then it'll show the different pages that you have up. You select the one that you want, and that's it.
Then I'll see it, then I can share it.
Screen.
Yeah, hit share screen. Just follow it.
This might be fucking dangerous for me. I hope I ain't got no anywhere.
Then I'll see it here, then I'll share it and put it up.
Enter your screen. Where? Oh man, I'm fucking getting this shit.
My daughter asked me for Christmas, get this, a desk and everything to put for her desk, which came to like $402. Then she goes, Mom, could I get a gaming computer too? And I'm looking at prices of these gaming computers. I'm like, yeah, when pigs fly.
Go on eBay. They sell them for like $300-400.
See, here's the thing, they're used. I don't know if I can trust that.
But
That would make me very nervous.
But they're expanding.
There we go. Now I'm getting somewhere.
I hear what you're saying. I'm not really computer tech though that can build computers. People
They
tell
probably
me you can...
they probably are.
Yeah.
They'll figure it out.
Or get her into a sport.
Hey Michelle, just so you know, the
What?
shit's really easy. If it has a hard drive that you got to replace, it's you open it up and you just take the hard drive out, you replace it. It's not difficult.
Plug and play now.
It's not difficult.
Here's the thing, I don't buy junk though. You know what I mean? So if I am going to buy a better computer this year, I'll have some questions, and if I can ask you guys that and help me figure it out.
You're better with eBay and just
Okay.
and just build
Or
some. Just
try offer up too.
offer up. There you, go. I see it.
You'll find people selling the game with the game system with a bunch of games.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna play this real quick. You guys watch this. Well, it's taking me to Twitter. Sorry. Hold on. Give me 1 second.
Oh, what a
I guess I should
new!
add it.
Yeah, I've been saving for.
Dude,
I've been
I
saving to
did-
buy a better
you
family computer.
Hey, you know what? You just told me 2 weeks ago how to do this. You're the one that can do it on the phone. Asshole.
Fucking newbie. Listen here, you fucking ginger. Don't
Wow.
fucking start
Listen here, you
shit.
fucking Jew.
Here we go.
I couldn't hear you. You cut out while all that shit was coming out of your mouth.
Get the dick out of your ear, man.
Well, stop putting it there.
But you like it so much.
I am a noob at this shit, man. Shut
Like
up.
Richard Pryor.
Hey, don't stop petting. Don't stop petting. It feels good.
It'll even. You know, if I didn't have 800 fucking tabs opened up, man.
Dude, what the fuck are you doing?
I ain't gonna say that because I don't know you well enough yet, and I don't want you to fucking stab me in my throat. So,
All right, guys, I got to go to bed. Like I said, I got to take my mom shopping and that. So, and
Get the hell out of here.
I'm getting out of here. I'm going to bed. Love y'all.
Good night.
All right, love you too, Mark.
And thank you guys for everything. And like I said, when I go live or you're live, I'll go on the panel anytime. And you guys are all welcome on my panel. Bye, guys. Good night, everybody in the chat.
here, watch this. Screen share me.
Created to.
Oh, this is the one you already showed.
I don't have it.
Hold on. Shut up, you fucking fuck. I hate you.
You're just so sensitive.
Niggas, crackers, and spits. Oh shit, it's us. I told Jay that really we need to. They fucking deleted it.
Wow.
Niggas and crackers and spicks. Oh my.
No, what they had on here earlier was Mike Pompeo had actually come on. He did a press briefing about a week ago, and during this press briefing, what he was addressing was the fact that the Chinese government. I'm feeding back, or I'm hearing an echo. Who am I echoing through?
You're the only one echoing. I hear everybody else clear.
It's got to be me then. Ugh. Maybe if that ain't working either. I don't fucking know. Anyhow, I'll just deal with it. But anyhow, Mike Pompeo was addressing the fact that the Chinese government had held it was a governor's meeting with every governor in the state or in the country.
Their country or ours?
In our country.
What?
Yeah, to try and get business and stuff in here. Basically, they got every one of our governors labeled as, whether or not basically they will cooperate or they won't cooperate. And they know every governor of the United States on a first name basis.
Wow.
That also goes down to mayors as well. Mayor Loveridge, who's no longer in office here in Riverside, California, was the same way. With him, UCR got a $1 billion medical school built by a Chinese billionaire.
The states where the
Right.
Dude, this shit
I
around
can't
me is
believe
rough.
they deleted that fucking. That's crazy.
Welcome to big tech censorship.
But it's on my Facebook, dude. But it wouldn't take me to the actual thread.
It's the info war, man. It's the info war.
It's bad.
It's really bad. But
They've
what was that
even
thing?
they've
I
even
think I got
shut the old info, really old, forgotten info. You can't find stuff anymore unless you go to alternative search engines like DuckDuckGo and stuff, which is getting bad now too.
Yeah, I go to Brave.com.
Yeah, their browser's decent.
What date was the interview or the press conference?
I'm actually trying to look it up right now instead of going through Twitter, seeing if I can't find it through another route.
Go to Brave.com.
I'll just add another
DuckDuckGo.
tab to the fucking 85,000 I got opened up already.
Yeah, I'm in that boat too. I find something, I bookmark it, and then I keep the tab open to refer to it later.
Well, yeah, because you never know when I'm going to get a wild hair up my ass and decide I want to go live and bitch.
Wild hair up my ass. I'm gonna have to use that one.
My Theo.
Well, while we got a little bit of downtime here, I was gonna push something, not the assemblies, by the way, but something Magaman had said earlier. It's the issue with the military versus the current POTUS and stuff like that. There is this thing to consider that Obama purged over 70 senior military officers who were loyal to the Constitution and not to him when he was in power. A lot of the military senior leadership is more or less crooked politicians or globalists, because with more wars, they can get more business when they get out of the military as spokesmen for military contracting and for various big military suppliers like Lockheed Martin, Boeing, and so on. Right. So we got a lot of senior officers in the military who are corrupt as can be. Remember, Michael Aquino, who was the leader of the Temple of Set, was in Army intelligence, and he made the rank of, I believe, lieutenant colonel or colonel. Some people say he was a general, depends on what bio you're reading. But, for Aquino to rise up the ranks like that and run his operation out of the Presidio, no less, that's pretty scandalous, but also pretty influential to get in that spot. So when, someone like an Epstein goes away, or a Michael Aquino who passed over the summer, or these other corrupt bastards go away, their minions don't go away, and the people who taught them how to be that corrupt don't go away. They just, like shark teeth, they rise another globalist into that spot. Just
we haven't heard from we haven't heard from Maxwell yet. Epstein's girlfriend.
Ghislaine supposedly cooperating, supposedly. And I say that could be a good thing, because Israel and, the problem with Bibi is he'll play both sides, but I got to put you guys on hold. I'll be right back.
Hey, the Pompeo thing was
I
that.
found it. Give me a minute. I'll pull it up.
Speak up, bro. What the fuck?
I'm doing the best we can, Captain. You can't take any more.
I swear, you know what? He's going to cause me to fucking mail him a pipe bomb.
Hey, just make sure you fill it with some good shit.
Yeah, I'm going to fill it with some fucking Rona.
Explosive.
Explosive Rona. It's like explosive diarrhea, only it's coming out your mouth.
Hey, listen, man, I got a cooler full of diarrhea for you, pal.
Lovely.
Hey,
While we're musing on that, though, remember the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, he did not like that Trump had that photo op in front of the church and everything. So keep in mind, the chairman of the Joint Chief is going to contradict the president. And if you got the cult of personality around General Mattis, who's been dismissed, and General Jones, these other ones who kept Trump away from Fox, kept him away from InfoWars, these guys that, we think they're rah-rah military guys, that's just a public persona. You never know.
We already know that Mattis is a blank. Mad Dog Mattis is a crook.
Yeah, and again, if you ever saw the movie White Christmas, Bing Crosby sings a song in there, What Do They Do with a General? So as long as that movie's been out, they've told us, Hollywood has told us, hey, when you're a general, there's nothing for you in the civilian world. What do you got left? So it's like, again, these corrupt people tell on themselves. It's compulsory for them. And if you're Mattis, yeah, you're older. You're not going to be in the military anymore, living off the military's chow halls. You're not getting free barracks. You're not getting people to polish your shoes for you or whatever. So what are you going to do? You're going to betray the president and take that payout. Or maybe not, but that's very rare to see. I apologize. Like I said, I'm at work. I got to put you guys back on hold. Be right back.
Go ahead and scare me. Oh, you're good.
Press play. You in control of that.
Are you going to fucking play, or are you going to keep buffering, motherfucker?
Shoot, man, I wired my internet in.
Thank you, Governor Hogan, for the promo. Nice to see you. Watching basketball, my phone on the way in. Auburn 91, LSU 90.
Well, shit.
That's fine. Went overtime. Yes, exactly.
Can you guys hear that all right?
I was reminded you said I'm the 70th Secretary of State, and reminds me President Trump is the 45th President of the United States, so there's a turnover.
Yeah.
There is. So, so good news.
Yeah. Now I can.
This was from 9 months ago. Now you can't?
It's a hard act to follow.
Turn it up.
President's State of the Union address. I have no medals of freedom
Hold
to
on.
distribute here today.
Can you hear
No,
it
I'm not
now?
passing out copies, so you can't tear them up when it's done.
Yep, like Verizon, a little bit.
I've gotten to know some of you as I've traveled throughout the states. I've probably traveled inside the country more than many secretaries of state. Something they usually don't do as much. I think it's important that the American people understand what our diplomats are doing around the world and why we're doing it. So I just wanted to mention that if you see me in your state, I'm not lost. I know your state has not seceded from the union. I know.
What about now?
Although I know there's some folks in California who are clamoring for exit. So President Newsom, I look forward to working with Secretary of State Feinstein.
Good, right there.
To be. I can get away with California jokes. I grew up in Southern California. My dad still lives in the same house I grew up in Orange County. It's a wonderful place. Last year I received an invitation to an event that promised to be, quote, an occasion for exclusive deal making. It said, quote, the opportunities for mutually
Lost it.
Audio's gone.
But the invitation was actually from a former governor. I was being invited to the U.S.-China Governors Collaboration Summit. It was an event co-hosted by the National Governors Association and something called the Chinese People's Association for Friendship and Foreign Countries. Sounds pretty harmless. What the invitation did not say is that the group I just mentioned, is the public face of the Chinese Communist Party's official foreign influence agency, the United Front Work Department. Now, I was lucky. I was familiar with that organization from my time as the director of the Central Intelligence Agency. But it got me thinking, how many of you made the link between that group and Chinese Communist Party officials? What if you made a new friend while you were at that event? What if your new friend asked you for introduction to other politically connected and powerful people? What if your new friend offered to invest big money in your state, perhaps in your pension, in industries sensitive to our national security? These aren't hypotheticals. These scenarios are all too true, and they impact American foreign policy significantly. Indeed, last year, a Chinese government-backed think tank in Beijing produced a report that assessed all 50 of America's governors on their attitudes towards China. They labeled each of you friendly, hardline, or ambiguous. I'll let you decide where you think you belong. Someone in China already has. Many of you, indeed, in that report are referenced by name. So here's the lesson. The lesson is that competition with China is not just a federal issue. That's why I wanted to be here today, Governor Hogan. It's happening in your states with consequences for our foreign policy, for the citizens that reside in your states, and indeed for each of you. And in fact, whether you're viewed by the CCP as friendly or hardline, know that it's working you. Know that it's working the team around you. Competition with China is happening inside of your state, and it affects our capacity for America's vital national security functions. I want to set the context today for this topic. At the end of the Cold War, America started to engage with.
I don't think people realize just how important what you just said right there is.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember seeing this.
This was on the heels of also Pence speaking about Dragonfly, their search engine that Google was custom making for them, all around that same period.
I saw it when he did that too, when it came out. He basically put them on notice without being direct in that way, of letting them know we know what they know now, and we know how they view you, so that gives us an eye on how we should probably view you. You know?
Well, keep in mind, like California out here, we're still the Republic of California, even though we're part of the United States. When people got to realize they have a state constitution, and then we have the Constitution of the United States. So there's
Well,
two different
Constitution of the
constitutions.
United States.
Every state has a constitution.
Yeah, actually, I got ours printed out and I've been reading it.
Remember though, foreign and
domestic.
no, not domestic. Foreign things are to be handled by the federal government.
That's
And
correct.
So when you start doing, and the states have been doing this for a long time, and they'll go make deals with other countries directly for goods and certain things, and technically that's a no-no if you actually are a patriot and you understand.
If you're a true constitutionalist and like he said, if you understand how things are supposed to be run.
Exactly. So
the federal government's job is not to do anything that involves how the states run. And when they go and do, like trying to bring business into this country, that's actually getting involved with state-run issues.
Exactly. So he basically put them on notice that we know which one of you, he's telling them, we've got you guys. And all of this, that's why I tell people, it's like, even though I got a 3% that maybe Trump is part of this fucking scheme or just a puppet of it, but I don't see that. Because little shit like this that most people miss is so vitally important to understand what's being said. And I mean, just like the executive order that I put up earlier over on Mo's channel, and I've tried to share it to a bunch of people, but that executive order spells out, it covers all of the areas that we're talking about now with this voting, what's happened with the voting. And it actually set upon saying that that they were investigating. They were not an investigation, but it was inquiring. So they've been keeping tabs on this ever since he passed that September 12th of 2018. So
and since CISA was created, CISA, we now have another branch that deals exclusively with protecting voter infrastructure.
Exactly. And so what's happening is that all of that stuff that we've been hearing about, trying to gather information and shit. I don't know if you guys can hear me. I'm
Lima Charlie.
Fuck.
Loud and
My
clear.
signal's all fucked up. I can't hear anybody.
Man,
You guys hear him?
man, I hear
Fuck's
him.
sake.
Check. 555. How are you?
Check.
Microphone check, microphone checker.
Okay, I'm back.
All right, you read us?
So what I was saying is that all the things that we've been hearing, like the Q stuff,
I gotta do that.
the Q stuff, whether you want to listen to that or believe that or not, a lot of the stuff is culminating in what we're seeing. And the whole reason why Trump's not conceding is because for number one, he doesn't have to, and it throws it into a new echelon of shit. Plus, at the same time, they've got all this information coming in. They've got all the numbers on these fucking governors. They've got all the numbers on so many fucking people because they've allowed a lot of shit to transpire so they can constantly let these fuckers leave their tracks everywhere.
Yep, it's a net. They got caught in it.
Now,
Hey, Jay, hold on a second. Check this out. This is that model I was telling you about.
Hold on. Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool. Oh, you built it that fast? You got it today?
Yeah. It's
hey, Da Vinci.
Yep, it's a working model of Da Vinci's aerial screw.
Put a dildo on the top and send it over to Da Vinci. He'll take it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Hey, here, check this out. This is that, here's your airplane, too.
Oh, the F-16, F-14 Tomcat.
Yep.
I'm trying to get they want so much money, man. I saw the original Battlestar Galactica model that I want to
Dude, go up to Hobby Lobby right now. They got all of their model kits on sale for 40% off. I got that one for like, I think it cost me $15.
Right.
But
Yo,
that's
next time you go over there, man, give me a call and I'll send you the money to give me a Battlestar Galactica model. See how much they cost.
They
The
got
original.
a bunch of Star Wars shit there, dude.
Yeah, I gotta get the paints too. You know what I'm saying? Because I paint mine too.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah. But man, I'm getting ready to go, man. I'm getting tired. It's like 5 o'clock in the morning, man. Oh man.
You turned into a freaking vagina.
Yeah, well,
Oh, but-
dude. I mean, dude. I have to get back on schedule too.
Before you powder out, do keep in mind, guys, that Pompeo is former CIA, so he does get paid to lie. So he could know who's naughty, who's nice. Doesn't mean he's going to enforce his list or check it twice. So keep that in the back of your head, guys.
I mean, I just wish Whitmer was to blame AG instead of fucking Barr, because he fucking stole it.
That's true. Well, he said they said they're not going to do anything.
Oh, okay. Blame Omar.
I got to mute myself again.
There, now you guys, all you gotta do is go to playback and go there and you can write her phone number down and fuck with her.
I know she's pissed.
I'm gonna have to get a burner phone just so I can do it.
Yeah, get a burner.
Hey, dude, I already got the fucking feds watching everything I do. The last thing I need is them coming knocking on my door because I'm prank calling a fucking sitting Congress.
Oh my God, man. Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. They know who I am, so I don't give a fuck.
Well, see, unfortunately, what a lot of people fail to realize is they know who every single person is right now. We're all on. Everybody's in some kind of category, and depending on how deep you get into this shit and how active you are and how much you fucking voice your opinion and how much you make sure you stick out, you know, that depends on how much they're watching you.
Oh yeah, of course.
Well,
they know her.
You can be a involuntary asset and not even know it because someone could be flagging you, and then they see who you go to communicate with. So you just gotta keep pushing patriotism and hope you win the people listening to you over to the message. Otherwise, you're gonna be living in paranoia of all these feds.
Who's sharing this view screen?
But ain't that a bitch, man? I told the fucking truth, and then they canned me. just because I wasn't stupid and I wasn't gonna let them play me on that shit, you know.
So, if you've noticed my new profile picture, I was talking to a buddy the other day, and he said, "Have you heard of nugget porn?"
Oh, what?
I said, "No, I haven't." So I looked it up, and that picture popped up. That's two quadriplegics wrapped up in duct tape.
I was looking at that. I thought it was a Barbie doll.
Nope, those are real people.
Oh wow!
Show it again. Show it again.
Show it again.
Wait a second. Let me.
The picture. You the picture?
Yeah, my profile picture. That's two people that are quadriplegics wrapped in different colored duct tape.
Oh, okay.
And I found that because a buddy of mine said, "Have you ever heard of nugget porn?" Nope, but now I'm intrigued.
Okay.
And now we know how the FBI found your computer.
Hey, I intentionally look up some weird shit on my phone. That way, if they ever do seize my phone, they're like, "This is some sick motherfucker. What is wrong with them?"
Yeah, they'll draw up a narrative on you and put you on CNN.
Yeah,
I'll be worse than Dahmer and fucking Gacy. and Manson and fucking Timothy McVeigh all rolled into one.
Oh, he's a threat to national security.
And your kids and your mental health.
Let's just say you haven't gone down the rabbit hole of Down syndrome adult porn. That was something I could have lived without knowing about.
Down syndrome porn?
Yeah, these people in that industry, they'll exploit anybody, even people who don't understand what they're doing, you know?
They sure the fuck will, man. Look,
And
man,
Wow.
some dude talked me into. He said, just get on there and search "woman likes big horse cock." He said, I swear to God, you'll find porn with real women taking fucking cum shots right in the mouth from horses. I was like, bullshit, dude.
Ooh.
But here's the thing. Now,
It's on there.
what if you got to pledge initiation to not Skulls and Bones? Their stuff is different, but to some group, you got to do
Ain't
this.
nobody
Like
getting
what?
me to pledge nothing like no part of my body for some bullshit like that.
Oh, I'm in agreement, but you know that's those women. I guarantee you, they're either compromised or they're a day away from being put in a ditch somewhere by whatever
I don't-
cartel is filming that.
Yeah, I can see the cartel because most of these women that I saw on there doing that shit, it all looked like
Chicago.
it was down in South America or Chicago or
Yep.
Detroit.
Yeah, precisely, and that's what's sad about it. Is I follow, as you can see with my picture, I have a certain interest in a certain type of villain, and so I'm not. I was pre-Q. If you remember Anonymous Operation Death Eaters.
Yeah, I got a buddy that used to be an Anonymous.
So when we find stuff where it looks like they're doing bad things like that, we just find ways of getting the information to law enforcement, things like that. Out
So
here in
were you
Riverside,
part of Anonymous while they were still hacking?
They still are.
Yeah, they
Nah,
still
not
are.
so much. Most of the today's Anonymous ain't the same as the original Anonymous.
Yeah,
They're just putting
I'm
all
what
that
you
shit to
call it-
work.
I would be what you call an old fag or a moral fag. So that's the old phrases for us, you know. But the thing is you just got to get the information to the right people. I had a thing that I saw that was interesting from Jenna Jameson the other day on her Twitter. So I linked it over to Tony Schaefer, who, he's the one with Operation Able Danger. I said, hey, you might know something to do with Jenna's info if you want to, look down that rabbit hole.
Ain't it kind of alarming and funny all at the same time that all these all of a sudden there's a lot of the people in media like the movie stars and shit out in Hollywood that are coming clean about some shit all of a sudden.
Well, they know
Jenna's
they're
always
gonna
been, Jenna's dad was a Vegas cop. She's been conservative. Just her job was not conservative, if that makes any sense.
Share the screen.
What am I sharing?
Oh, what's that?
Not you, dipshit.
Oh, fuck off, you fucking flake.
You so triggered.
Only by you.
Awful, horrible style. Bye. Never bye. Bye. You loser. With your bye loser. Bye loser. What you bye loser? Are you a vegan? Bye loser. What are you so now? I eat bitches like you for dinner. Yeah, baby. That's like bitches like you. Okay, I just else me to 2006.
That bitch has fake tits and too much plastic surgery.
Social distance. No, it's not just one. I can't
These-
make you wear a mask.
These people got demons in them, man.
Yeah, man.
These people gotta have demons.
And these motherfuckers, most of them are fucking college educated.
Yeah.
That's the
There's a
scariest
reason
part of it.
There's a reason you're told to avoid pharmacopoeia.
You stop filming me, you fucking ugly piece of shit. What are you gonna do? Get it?
She needs to lay off the Botox injections in her lips.
Oh my god! Get away! I can smell your stink away!
She said, I can smell your skank ass trailer park porn.
Get away! Get away! That's your little party. That's your loser party.
Look, man. You can tell her, man. She's supposed to say, look at her eyes.
Man, I would have already taken that fucking pole that's holding that fucking flag up and chopped her with it.
On meth.
You are so wrong.
I've seen people on meth, and if they know how to use that drug right, they don't act like that.
This is
I'm
Trump
just
derangement.
saying,
That bitch ain't on meth, she's on the devil.
Yeah, she on the devil, man. I swear to God, these people are possessed. Oh,
They
you
have
see
to
what
be.
happened to Rick Moranis in New York?
You're such a contrary bitch.
You see what happened to Rick Moranis in New York, man? He got cool cocked and slammed into a
I
blank
did
wall.
see that. Dude just walked up and blow.
Yeah, Rick Moranis, man.
Well, hey, did you see that video from last weekend where that dude comes up and he cracks that dude from behind and just lays him right the fuck out?
And then the media blamed him.
Yeah, you know that old guy. Remember that? You know, I know you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I saw the whole 15 minutes. The old guy thought the fight was long over, like anyone would, so he walked away because someone was trying to steal a bullhorn from one of the Trump supporters and some other stuff from them, so he got it back for them. Now you can't even get your stuff back. You know, they expect you, like a young lady in a different clip, she got her cell phone stolen. The cops wouldn't get the suspect. They would just take the young lady away. They expect us to let these people rob us.
Well, what I found extra special about what's going on is, wasn't it the left that said if Biden got elected that all this shit would stop? And technically, isn't he, in their eyes, the president-elect, and they're still pulling this shit?
Yep.
They don't like him either. They don't like. They know. This is full out. This is full out, all out anarchy.
Nothing will make them happy. That's the problem. So the way to get this thing fixed is get law enforcement to realize to start arresting them again. But there's no money.
But then they let them go. That's what's pissing them off. Like, what's the point? They're like, what's the point of rearresting when they get let go the next day?
I mean, think about it. You got all these fucking protesters and rioters that are getting arrested and then getting bailed out of jail the next day for committing literal fucking crimes. And then you got
GoFundMe.
Like
they're making
Rittenhouse
GoFundMe accounts for them.
Then you got people like Kyle Rittenhouse who are sitting in fucking jail as we speak. And he turned himself in for defending himself.
Yep. And again, that's the bar. That's the lawyers. That's why they got to be like ticks in a dog's coat. They got to be plucked out.
I think the same lawyer that did Flynn is on that case. No, the same lawyer that did Covington is on that case right now.
Yeah, and Covington was a settlement.
It's the same issue as, you got Hollywood and fucking even elected officials that for the last 4 years have been calling for the death of President Trump.
George Lopez.
Well, not just him. Fucking, what was it? Madonna has. Fucking Johnny Depp said it's about time for another president to be assassinated. Fucking, what was it? Maxine Waters has called for the assault.
Impeach! Impeach!
Supporters. There was actually a big tech mogul. He owns a software security company, who said in detail, specific detail, how he was going to get a sniper rifle and perch to the window closest to Trump's bedroom and try and snipe his ass out. And nothing happened to these people because that's protected by First Amendment speech. But some of the guys that I know that are sitting in jail right now because of the Michigan governor fucking lie, that's why they're sitting in jail, because of shit that they said or posted or whatnot or whatever.
Well, that's also because you had FBI informants with those guys. The FBI had 2 informants in that particular Michigan group.
Brother, I know all about that. I was involved in it. There was more than just 2 informants. There was actually a total there were 2 informants and 4 FBI agents that had infiltrated it.
Now look at it this way. Now people in Michigan are going to be afraid to lawfully form militias because they heard about the example. A lot of it's optics. Those folks are made an example.
If you pay attention to what's happening right now in Michigan with those guys, they are doing the exact same thing they did when they pulled that shit with Timothy McVeigh and the Michigan militia. The exact same thing. They're even using the exact same rhetoric.
Same playbook.
I get it. I used to watch news with my grandfather, who was a World War II vet. So I've been red-pilled since I can remember Carter versus Reagan. And that's one good thing I can say. I don't drink. I don't smoke. People think I'm a glowy. It's like, no, I value my memory. And guess what? I can remember this communist rhetoric in the 80s, in the 90s, having served in the Marines. We have to call the president the Honorable William Jefferson Clinton, and we're like biting our lip, or no pun intended, but we're gritting our teeth when we say it, because we know that in the Marines, we'll get page 11 and court-martialed for cheating on our spouse, but William Jefferson Clinton, as commander-in-chief, doesn't get court-martialed or anything for cheating on his spouse. We hated it. We still do.
And gets off on that whole that famous quote of, well, I guess that depends on what your definition of is.
And as a lawyer, he did that so they could change the definition of is and screw with our Constitution once more. We have 5 versions of the Constitution out there. 5. Not just the original 1776 edition. That's something
I think a lot of the amendments, I think, contradicts it.
Well, see, the thing is, that's why they stopped teaching civics too, because it's a lot easier to convince a bunch of people that they don't have things that they technically are supposed to have if they're not taught it.
Precisely. Now, what if I were to tell you that when President Trump accepted the GOP nomination, also at the Mount Rushmore July 4th speech, he started talking about bringing back civics education. And what if I was to tell you that the assemblies are the one who sent him the letter to tell him to restore that type of stuff? So don't think that assemblies are useless.
Oh, you're talking about general assemblies?
Yeah. We got the letter to his desk. He received it. And as of the GOP nomination speech, he started talking about it. And then he also reiterated it during the July 4th Mount Rushmore speech. He usually would put it at the tail end of discussing monuments.
Well, if you want my opinion, I think the best thing that any president could do for the education of our children is to fucking get rid of the federal education department altogether and let states teach our kids like they're supposed to do.
Thank you. David Knight has said that. I've agreed with that. Reagan could have gotten rid of it. And I can tell you as a kid, the schools are made for us to work in factories. That's why kids get bored. We don't enjoy our education. And by the time we're teenagers, we want out because there's nothing to engage us.
Well, think about it. Think about it. School is set up now like an assembly line. You have to go in, you do your 8 hours, and then you go home. And the whole time you're in there, you're being forced to do the same repetitive thing over and over and over again.
And this is to get you ready for a factory job. That's why the whistles and bells are all at the same time. Everybody gets home at 5 o'clock.
And work you 7 days a week like mine did.
Oh. Well, it used to be 5 days a week, 1 day off, and then 1 day for church. Now they don't even have the Sunday off for church. I can remember Alpha Beta out here in California. They're out of business now, but the gag was they were closed on Sunday. And when they opened up on Sunday to try to compete with all the other grocery stores, immediately their sales dropped and they closed down. So maybe there's something to that whole, taking a day off for your religion,
Right.
Just saying.
Well, like I remember I grew up in a Catholic town and the stores closed on Sunday, but on Thursday when they had Thursday Mass, the stores in town actually closed at 6 p.m. also on Thursday. That way everybody in town could go to Mass.
And you see, here's the thing. No one's telling you that you have to vote a certain way or vote for a Catholic, but the Catholic community was the heart of the town in its own way. We don't have that anymore.
There's a lot of things that we don't have, man. I miss the little moms and pops, grocery stores and little blame custard stands.
I miss fucking block parties, man. When's the last time you had a whole fucking block get together as a neighborhood and throw a party together? Hell, half people don't even know their neighbors that live right next door to them.
Yep, that's true. Yeah, it was nice to have. It was nice. Go ahead.
I can say I have good neighbors, but they're immigrants, so they're very nice and polite. But I don't even know their names. I feel so bad about it. But it is what it is.
Yeah, but let's call it tonight, man. I'm getting tired. I'm starting to doze off, man.
We don't need you.
All right, well, shoot.
I'm just messing with you, man. I'm just messing with you.
I go. If you want to take the panel, you got the password. Conspiracy.
I don't want to deal with his ass for another fucking 3 hours. He's fucking PMSing today or some shit.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to give him some Midol and a maxi pad.
Right. This was a good and peaceful discussion.
Yeah, I'm sorry I left Moe's, but that shit was just too. He allows way too many people to get on there, and fucking it gets so close. That stressed me out, man, because I couldn't hear nothing.
Precisely, it's Discord. You can't. It's Rancor. You can't get out a sentence without another sentence on top of it.
And they want 10 people.
That's why I said, Jay, we need to start getting on here, like at least me, you, and fucking conspiracy cocks.
Yeah, we got. Yeah,
And
we got.
at least 2 or 3 times a week, and at least us 3 get on here and discuss things that are going on.
Yeah, you guys. Yeah, what's your schedule?
Mine's open.
I mean, I'm talking about conspiracy box.
It depends on when he pulls that dick out of his ass, I bet.
Go fuck yourself. Hey, share the screen. Look at these fucking assholes.
This dude's going down rabbit holes tonight.
Shut your fucking hole, man. Look at this shit. It's fucked up.
What website is that?
Fuck, hold on. Oh, wait, no, that's the... Man. This
Fucking
shit
dude.
fucking robbing me. There we go. Hold on, man. Is it up? Okay, there it is. All right.
I see Brandon Tatum.
I can't stand Brandon Tatum.
It's a very
What the
interesting
fuck?
picture of a young Donald Trump.
No,
That
this-
is Donald Trump right in the front there,
Clickbait.
leading his fellow students.
No,
in the
no,
New York
no.
Military
It's just
Academy.
fucking... Okay, here we go.
I'm triggered already just by the warning.
I'm triggered.
Do you
Prepare
even know what the
yourself.
hell you're doing, man?
Man, this is the faces of death videos.
Is it really?
Watch this shit.
Bam!
Ooh, fuck.
Now watch these motherfuckers.
They get out and run, don't they?
No, they probably kick her and steal her purse.
They'll probably steal her fucking van since they totaled their car. Nah, they get back in their fucking car and just leave her there. What a bunch of fucking fucks.
Didn't even bother to call an ambulance.
Wow. Hey, you know what, you pieces of shit? That was somebody's mom.
They don't even fucking go check on the woman.
Right. That's disgusting, man.
Well, the one guy that was a driver,
But
man,
look, man,
he's in shock.
But look,
He's in shock.
Look, most motherfuckers like that, they're the ones calling the white folks the fucking evil motherfuckers that are just out fucking killing people.
Why the hell was he driving like? Why the hell was he driving like that?
Probably drunk.
Oh wow.
Stolen car. You lost control. They were fucking around.
Yep, was in there smoking a blunt and drinking a 40 of OE in the fucking bottle, got in his line of view and couldn't see what was going on. Man, if that ain't fucking stereotyping, I don't know what is. Fuck you if you're triggered.
I was going to suggest Slitch, but hey, OE got it.
Wow, man, she's gone. She's dead like a motherfucker.
Hey, man.
No,
go
it
ahead.
says she was seriously injured. We don't know if she died or not.
Oh man, that's terrible.
It is, man. It's terrible it's terrible that that's how our young generation is becoming. You know, and what's sad is that generation is actually our children, so it's our fucking fault that they're like that.
Well,
Shoot,
Gen
man,
X, we didn't like the baby boomers, so we decided to become apathetic as parents, and as a result, you have apathetic parents, the kids will latch on to whatever fills that gap of a parent.
I wouldn't so
Society
much
will
say
tell
it was apathetic. I think with the Gen Xers, you know, a lot of us, that was, if you think about it, it was our parents that actually were the ones that were the start of both parents being put into the workforce and kids being at home by themselves.
Yes, but let me throw this at you now. Now, the baby boomers, we know they were spoiled because the World War II generation wanted to value life and their kids and give them all these Christmas presents and the Red Ryder BB gun and all that like you see in A Christmas Story. Now, when you're all that spoiled as a baby boomer, guess what? You're going to spoil your grandkids. So they skipped right over giving Gen X any affection because they were selfish. But those grandkids Gen X had, aka the millennials, guess what? They spoiled them.
and
that
you
is
see how
true.
it works. You see how
Because
it works.
you know what? My fucking dad didn't give me shit but a fucking bad taste in my mouth from him.
Yeah, or a belt or whatever. I see. I'm with you on that,
Dude,
my
my
point is,
stepdad, the belt thing, that motherfucker was so evil. He was the type of person, he'd make you stand straight up and then bend over and grab your ankles. And then he would fucking tear into you with a belt. And if you made a fucking sound while he was doing it, the count, because you started out with 10 cracks, and if you made a noise, the count started over.
Oh, wow. That gave his ass joy.
It did, man. I'm gonna tell you what, though. By the time I was 15, you could beat me with anything you wanted, and it didn't bother me.
But here's what I'm pointing out: the globalists knew how this would work, from Tavistock Institute to the roundtable discussions they would have. These elites have known that if they set up generations, they get results. One of their old ways of getting rid of the poor and getting rid of a whole generation of poor people was with massive wars. They would target whatever demographic, they'd go to war that year. It's like in Afghanistan, when they don't go to war in the winter, but they go to war in the summer. It's like everybody had a timetable for, okay, we got to kill off so many people, so let's send them to a war against this group or that group. You know, we'll false flag this, false flag that. Now we don't have these global wars. They realize it's messy and they got to rebuild the infrastructure. So how do you get rid of the people? How do you get rid of the people without war? Pandemics, exactly. Then you can take the infrastructure free of charge. China does this, where China goes to an area that they've bought. They use economic warfare in their case. Like they buy parts of Africa. They use the IMF to help front them. They move in and they're like, oh, there were never anyone but Chinese people here. This has always been our property. That's their mindset.
Have
and
you
they're getting ready to do that in California, guys.
Speaking of China, have you looked into the all these Chinese mega cities that are ghost towns?
Well, what do you think they were building them for? Who do you think they're going to put there?
Concentration camps.
Mm-hmm. Coffin apartments, guys.
But
everything has a double meaning.
I've been telling everybody since the pandemic started, the first round of the pandemic. If you look at who the major death toll was on, it was all people that were in their late 60s, 70s, and 80s. And these are all people. They were the last generation to get pensions from companies.
Yeah.
And these companies don't have the money to pay these pensions out, and they did not expect these people to live as long as they did.
Well, they also happen to be the Trump base. So there you go.
So that was what the first round was for, was to take out all these old people. That way they don't have to worry about, fulfilling their fucking obligation.
Shoot, when we get elderly, we're in trouble with these kids.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
that's why I ain't going to rely on them.
Elderly, I'm just going to fucking shoot myself in the head.
Hey, go for the long walk in the woods like the shamans used to do.
Yeah, go for the long walk.
Walk until the wheels fall off.
But that's been the thing, is that these folks for generations have known, and they're just refining it. And the sick part, if you research the haploid groups on coronavirus 2.0 or COVID-19 or whatever catchphrase you want to use for it,
China.
I call it COVID 1984.
Precisely. What I will tell you is that the haploid groups behind it, the way it's designed is, the Chinese are the most vulnerable to it. And as it spreads across the world, the least vulnerable group to it is Northwestern Europeans. So you have, after Chinese, you have Native American because of the Bering Land Strait and all that. From Native Americans, you have Latinos, from Latinos to blacks, from blacks to black white, and then from black white, it's white, and then it's Northern European whites, which is exactly who the globalists are. Those nobles out of Sweden, Britain, Germany, and France. It's ridiculous in a way. Yes, it is. Yeah, it's the old evil white people running things, but the flip side of it, it's like it's a very small group of them, and we're getting blamed for what they do.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's kind of like that. That whole thing when I went on Taz's page and did that 2-hour interview, and I kept reiterating, I can only be held accountable for what I do and how I feel in my actions. I can't be held accountable for another man. I'm not responsible for them. I'm only responsible for me. And that there are so many people in the fucking comment section that just didn't want to buy into that. You know,
Well, they want you to
you
feel
can't
guilt.
make me responsible for everyone else, but then they get mad when other people do the same thing to you.
Man, as I says, man, it's just a big. Man, I don't understand that. I mean, just like what's his name, Amazing Lucas said, they're just black ignorance.
You know, it's like what was it? There was I got on afterwards, and there was some black dude on there. He swore he acted like he knew and understood the Constitution. He was in the Army. I swore an oath to that Constitution, but he was definitely a fucking statist. You know, he didn't swear an oath to the Constitution. He swore an oath to fucking obey his federal government. You know, bottom line. But he did. He kept saying, "You tell me where there's what is it? White, you know, any kind of fucking white tyranny where white people are subject to tyrannical actions from their government." I said, dude, just the simple fact of them trying to tell anybody how to live their life is tyranny.
Wow. Wow, man. I tell you what, Joe, as I says, man, we just gotta pray for this world, man, and stay strong in God. That's all we gotta do, man, for real.
Well, with him, I wanted to come out and lay it down to him just like this. You know, how do you find it okay to sit and put me in a box with every fucking cracker that's ever done a black man wrong? But me, myself, who have went out of my way to be friends and put myself into the black community and get to know them and understand them, and every time I've ever been done wrong is by a fucking black person I tried to be friends with, you know. But
you just haven't found the right ones, though, man.
Oh, I'm not saying all of them have at all, by
Yeah.
no means. But you know, like when me and my wife got robbed, it was some dude it was a black dude that I was friends with, and you know, I finally trusted him enough. I invited him over to a barbecue. He cased my house out. Came back 2 weeks later with 5 of his buddies at 2 o'clock in the morning and robbed me at gunpoint.
Wolves, man, wolves, straight out fucking wolves.
You know, now how would someone like that dude from the black community feel if me as a white dude treated every fucking black man I came across with the same disdain as I have for that man?
Yeah, you can't put everybody in the same box.
You know, because I'm not worried about the past. I'm worried about here and now. I'm not sitting and saying that you forget the past, but you don't have to constantly keep harping on things that are never going to change. And the past doesn't change. And the future won't change if you continue to live in the past.
That's what it is. Oh man, well, 400 years, yada 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 yada. I go, dude, I'm not no slave. I'm not no fucking
Jazz
victim.
was out of fucking spectrum tonight, man. I'll tell you that.
I don't know about him, but man, that's another reason why I left too, man. Because I wonder if somebody didn't trigger him on his own show tonight. To be honest with you.
No, man, he's typically like that, man. He's not. It's because he's being nice to you, man. Don't fucking
I don't trust me. I'm not saying that he's nice to me. He gives me a little bit of respect.
I like AD better. AD better than BMT.
But me personally, I will if it's just me and that person, I will openly go, toe to toe on a debate with them about anything. I don't give a shit.
I already know, man. It's gonna be coon, sellout. I already know. You see, it'd be just a waste of my fucking time.
And see, that's the thing is, with Taz, to me, it all, like me and you were talking the other day, Jay, it almost seemed like he is right there on that line, where he openly admits that he used to be a racist black person, but you can see that he's been trying to educate himself, and it's like he knows what's going on, but some of the stuff he just doesn't want to accept yet himself.
Right, man. I don't know. I don't be honest, man. I'm a black dude and I can't understand it, man. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't a black dude. You an American. You a man. That's what you are. You a man.
But still, being black and realizing it, man, and I mean, and watching it, man, I'm just looking like, dude, are you this much of a fucking idiot?
You know,
it makes me sad.
And see, the thing is I really feel sorry for, folks like you, because I got another buddy who's black, and, he's the same way. He sees the real problem that's going on. And motherfuckers like you, man, your fucking community, like, shuns you guys like you got fucking, AIDS and herpes and fucking the plague and fucking, it's sad.
Anymore, I just laugh at it. Say it again. Spell it.
When you can actually write a full sentence and actually spell all the words correctly, then we'll talk. Until then, shut the fuck up. Your opinion don't matter.
Shoot, I'm a terrible typer, so I lost right there.
No, I'm not talking. I'm talking about that ghetto slang. That shit annoys me. Wit.
Yeah.
Come on.
I got some of it inside me because Conspiracy Box tries to correct me all the time, and I says fuck you.
So what are you, Conspiracy Box? I mean, I can't tell what you are. Are you a black dude? Are you a fucking white woman? Are you the Incredible Hulk, Bruce Banner?
Here, I'll go on. I'm on in the
I am
broadcast.
that which you can never attain.
Are you a Samoan? Are you a fucking gray? Are you a lizard?
He's a spick.
I'm a fucking American, pal.
An American spick. Niggas, crackers, and spick, so am I.
That's why I like him then.
Shut up, you white honky fucking white bread motherfucker.
There you go, stereotyping a motherfucker, dude.
Corn-fed fucking talcum powder motherfucker.
Only on my balls. Only on my balls.
Let me end this broadcast. See y'all later, man. Have a good time. And it's like I always say, fuck you, Zuckerberg. Fuck you, the dude that's over at Twitter. Fuck you, Microsoft. Fuck everybody.
Fuck
Peace.
you, especially Conspiracy Box.
Hey, is Sean Stryker in the back?
No, he left.
There you go.